down for me. All right. I know Sergi's not here to root for him. I don't know where he's at, but that's all right. He's always late.
We got the Quad City Norsemen represented over there. I see that. Thank you for coming out.
Yep. I haven't been on the show all week. I know Jay's mad at me, so.
All right, so as far as the raffle, here's how it's going to work, you guys. I think are all going to get tickets as you come in. Is that correct, Ryan? And then depending if you guys have your Facebook pages or your Twitter pages, you're going to get extra chances, that's extra raffle tickets, if you follow any number of accounts. So the Kavanaugh's accounts, the Front Street accounts, ESPN 93.5, the QC Hassel account, Hawkeye Headquarters, Local 4. Ryan's our digital guy over at Local 4. He'll help you out with any of that to make sure we get everybody's names and tickets into the drawings here. So if you guys got any question on that, pull it up on your phones, Facebook and Twitter. Ryan can help you out throughout the night.
All right, I don't know how long we got till the first pick. T-Roy's been gone all week. T-Roy usually does a mock draft for us.
I usually do.
Who do you have going number one?
Kyler Murray. The Cardinals have already showed their hand.
I disagree.
Okay, I hope they don't. I think it's a dumb move if they do.
I think if they don't take it, it throws this entire draft into melee.
I got a side bet with Huggy, though. Huggy, $100.
No
Not
way.
a single Illini goes in the first round. Oh. I love you, Huggy.
I just feel like Murray is the pick because don't they need to go all in? You get this college coach who doesn't have a great resume. He really doesn't have a great resume. We talked on that on the show before. You got to go all in with his system, his style, and I think Murray pushes all the chips to the middle.
I think they take him and then they use the kid from last year as trade bait. I mean, that's what I think they end up doing. There's just been too much talk about it, which, I mean, the Cardinals are a dumpster fire right now. I mean, they're really making the Raiders look great.
Forgot to mention the drink specials, Tim, 150 draft domestics, and of course 350 locals, and then of course the tenderloins are A+ here, $6 all night. Oh. And the Firkin, I don't know. What do you? That's
Where's my Raider fans at in here? Fellas, what's up with Marshawn Lynch? He's pulled a Jason Witten on you. Day before, I know it's not good though. Okay.
Once we'll tap the Firkin here a little bit, and then we'll do some samples. That's what we're gonna do. What do we got in there? What do we got? It's a wheat beer with blood orange and honey. A wheat beer with blood orange and honey.
I'm surprised it wasn't an Indianapolis Colt with Andrew Luck in it. If Mitch made it. Hi, Mitch. Got a Colts Nation back here.
Everybody is asking who the new guy is at the table.
Oh, that's Adam Ross.
No, that's you. I'm talking about you.
Where's the camera? Hi, guys.
I gotta get in there.
Hey, you know what? I've missed you too, Hasslers. But I've missed Huggy Bear the most. Everybody, hey, that's our, right there. Everybody listen to the show. Corey Nolan, stand up. He is our Illini expert, so when Corey calls in, that's when we talk Illini. Oh, Huggy. Things are looking up, buddy. I think your basketball team's looking up. But I'm not going to lie to you. I like your basketball team.
Who in the top 10, Jay, is the best trade candidate? If I'm looking to get a quarterback, what do you guys think to trade up?
Like what team's going to trade or what?
Yeah, because, okay, so let's say we think Murray goes 1. You got to think Bosa and Quinn Williams are the next. Those are the only two in there for
3, 4,
San Francisco.
and 5 are going to be traded to either 3, 4, or 5 are going to be traded to the Redskins.
You think Redskins?
I'm telling you that I believe the Redskins are going to trade for either pick 3, probably not 4, maybe 5.
The Redskins are going for Haskins. Is that what the consensus is?
That's supposedly
if
what
Kyler Murray goes, yes.
Dan Snyder wants, but there's other people that want, I believe, Daniel Jones.
But Dan Snyder's kid went to school with Haskins. He likes him. He's already said he's running the first round of the draft. He's also the guy that gave up 3 first-round picks for RG3. He's a nightmare, but he makes this draft fun.
Dan, yeah, he is. Do we have any Patriots out there?
There we
All right,
go.
that's fine with me.
So Raiders,
here's the deal.
Bears,
The Patriots
Pack.
have how many picks in this draft?
12.
Yes, that's what I thought.
12 picks.
I hate to say it, the Patriots are going to move up. They're going to get one of the Iowa tight ends.
And here comes Roger to the podium to get this thing started.
Oh, all right, here we go.
Can you turn that up, Jay, or not?
Why do they constantly boo this guy? I mean, I get that we don't like him, but let's just get over it, right? It's Goodell. He's going to be the commissioner until they fire him. I don't. Yeah. He might.
So we got Tim Brown in the middle, Marcus Mariota, and who's the guy in the velvet over there?
I can't see. Oh, it's Tim Brown in the back.
That puts our prizes to shame.
Hope it's not Erickson.
I think it's a Philadelphia. Giants, and I don't know what the woman is.
What is that? Oh, Philly fan. Gosh. Watch, I was going to throw a beer can at the Viking fans here just because of the.
Oh, he won. Wow. What would you do if you got season tickets for 100 years, T. Roy?
I don't think I'd live long enough to. I mean, you just get to pick your team, right? I mean, yeah. I might have to.
But that's a constant source of money. If you
go to
half your home games, go to 4 home games a year. It's a nice little chunk of change every fall.
Jay'd get mad. I'd be trying to do the show from Dallas.
I wouldn't mind being in Dallas.
Good for that guy.
Live from
Jill
the
didn't call back in, did she?
No.
Oh. She really misses you, you know.
Yeah, I hear. All right. You say Kyler Murray. You say Kyler Murray.
I say Kyler Murray. Just too many things have pointed that way. I still did a lot of T-Roy research. I did not get my .08 thing out, but I did. What?
On the clock. And here we go. Just 10 minutes. Get out of here.
Yeah, no, we get the keg.
Up to you, man.
What do you think?
Yeah, let's tap the keg.
Are we,
Who says that?
Are we giving it away?
We got it, yeah.
You just got to
Sample,
sample
yep.
it out. Who wants to get some samples of this Firkin going?
We get to tap the beer or what? Should we do it?
Oh, no. I said, who wants some samples of Firkin? Let's go, boys! All right, Mitch, let's nail that.
He's right over there.
You got to pound it, Mitch. Who that? Come on, get some. I'm not sure what's in it exactly. Well, come get some. You got a sample glass up there, Hugs. She's handing out the sample glasses up there. Sorry. Laws, dude.
Over under.
You can use whatever you want.
Over under. How many trades in the first round? That's set at 6.5.
Under.
Trades.
I say under.
Under.
I say there's
I
only
say
going to
5.
be 3.
There's going to be more than 3.
All right. Not the element.
I think the Texans move up because they need O-line. I think the Redskins move up. I think maybe Atlanta's another candidate. I think Atlanta's an interesting one for the Jets because they need D-line help, and obviously the top 3 or 4 D-line in the draft aren't going to last very long.
What do you, Rosso, where do you have this kid from the 2 other quarterbacks I've been talking about? The kid from Duke and
Daniel
the kid
Jones.
from Missouri. Do you have them going first round?
I would assume all 4 quarterbacks go by pick 20, if I had to guess.
Okay.
But I don't know a lot about Drew Lock. Was the Missouri kid was a top 10 prospect last year.
Right.
People talked about him coming out. He didn't. And then Missouri's not a. They're playing in the SEC now. It's tough competition. So he did fine, but all these guys are a work in progress, right? Haskins started 1 year. Murray started 1 year. Lock's a multiple year starter. Daniel Jones at Duke, he's kind of the enigma for me because that's obviously not a place where you think a quarterback's going to come out and excel early in his career.
You think? The Broncos, are they going for a quarterback? Or are they going to?
I think they're a team that won't. I think they've learned their lesson. That's where I think Hawkinson would be an interesting fit there if a lot of the defensive guys are gone. Because obviously with Vic Fangio, he wants defense first, being the coach there. But, if you get a tight end that can help the running game and the passing game like Hawkinson, maybe you go there.
Who goes first, Fan or Hawkinson?
Hawkinson.
Positive?
Yes.
100%, I'd say.
Okay.
Yes. This is annoying that they're even wasting any time with this.
Yeah. What if you know your pick? Don't take the entire minutes. I mean, if any team that should be prepared, it's this team, right?
Yes.
I mean, you've been on the clock since the end of the season. I'm using my favorite NFL guy ever as my cheat sheet, Chris Collinsworth, because he's not annoying.
Who does Chris Collinsworth have?
He is Kyler Murray.
Everybody's got Kyler Murray except for CBS Sports.
And you.
Look at that. Last Big Ten quarterback draft in the first round was Kerry Collins, 95.
Ooh.
That should have been a trivia question for a giveaway. That's a great note. And how many the other Power 5 conferences combined? I bet it's probably above 50, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's been 3 or 4 Florida State quarterbacks alone since then.
Yeah, and they all flopped.
Jameis, we'll see. I think Bruce Arians will be good for Jameis.
If Jameis is going to improve under Arians.
Yep.
Big time.
Yep.
What could they possibly trade? A trade?
He's trying and
A trade?
He's giving us feedback.
Fielding any last-minute trade offers?
That maybe they are. Bold prediction: the Patriots have traded up to the number 1 pick,
Wrong.
and they're going to take Noah Fant.
Wrong.
My first beer, I swear to God. Been surrounded by booze all day and haven't had one.
I mean, they're not making a decision right now. Unless it's a trade, they're not sitting here and deciding between 2 picks. They can't be. At this point, you do draft 3 years worth of scouting and drafting for this point.
Well, this just tells you that they're a mess right now if they don't know who they're taking. Look.
Well, there's a nice.
And they look like they've been sitting in there on vape pens all day. I mean, what's going on?
There's a nice tweet going out on the NFL right now. Started 9 minutes ago. New audio appears to show Chiefs Tyreek Hill allegedly threatening his son and fiance. After they just said that they weren't going to press any charges.
Oof.
Now they found an audio.
Come on.
Trading for Josh Rosen, so there you go. I mean, that's, I guess, another angle to this. Do they almost coordinate that say, hey, they pick Murray and we have a trade to announce that Josh Rosen and whatever, and they're going to swap the 17th pick to the Giants? Like, does that come out right away? Do they want to have both in place at this point? Because I would think once you draft Murray, his stock goes down. It gets depressed.
But they should have been talking about this for weeks.
Yeah, maybe they got a trade offer though for Rosen, and now they're like, all right, for sure, we want. Right, it's the whole Antonio Brown thing. Like, if you can't unload him, the players got the leverage. Once they draft Kyler Murray, Josh Rosen has all the leverage to where he wants to go, where they can trade him, the other team, what they can offer him, because you got two quarterbacks, first-round quarterbacks on your roster. You're not going to play them both.
You make a great point. I don't know.
It's got to be Murray. It has to be Murray at this point.
What's it saying on the internet, Jay? Anything?
No.
I mean, no trade talks? Nothing?
No.
All right, I like the Rock Island Independence gear. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
I think he was the starting center. You know, while we're waiting for this pick, I want to remind everybody that if you need any home security, dish help, things like that, make sure you get a hold of Done Right TV and Security Solutions, 866-84-RIGHT. Kelly or Sonny or everybody with the crew will help you out. I know they've been taking care of me all week.
What's taking so long?
And thanks to Kavanaugh's, guys, for hosting this. Yeah. So, big round of applause.
Hey, all right. What is taking so long?
This is ridiculous. I think they're drafting Erickson. His wife's like, I can finally get rid of him. What are they, overtime now? What the hell's going on? It started over.
All right, we're back to 10 more minutes.
What the holy hell?
Come on.
Oh, hey, the pick is in. There we go. I feel like this is our fantasy draft. I'm waiting for Huggy to make a move. Love you, Huggy. They took the entire 10 minutes.
The Niners are on the clock.
This is unreal to me.
Rodgers still not on the stage.
Good Lord.
It almost makes it feel like are there thunderstorms in the area? Because there's a backstory that everything's outside and that Nashville is worried about thunderstorms, that they'd have to delay stuff. So I just don't know why the first pick's taking so long unless there's behind the scenes work being done.
Yeah, this is...
Come on.
Yeah, this is getting to be redundant. Roger. Boo.
Wow.
got that one right.
Had to be. But we're 100% up here. Jay, you didn't like it. You didn't think they should have done it.
I agree with
no,
Jay.
I feel like I've just been stuck on this Josh Rosen too long, and now now it just leads me to speculate who's going to trade for him. But the thing is that I don't see who is the best. He's the best quarterback in this draft is going to go round 3, or why Arizona trades up from last year and is going to leave on a round 3 this year, getting only round 3 out of it.
I do like the suit, though.
Oh,
It is tight.
3-piece.
Real men wear pink.
I mean, I think we're past the point where the height question matters. I think we've proved that last couple of drafts. But the issue, I think, more than anything, is his ability to stay in the pocket and make plays. Because when guys get out of the pocket, they get hit, they get hurt. And Arizona's offensive line wasn't good last year.
Well, that's the key.
I mean, if you can't protect him, a guy like that, yes, his scrambling ability helps. But, you kind of model him after Russell Wilson in the sense that you got to scramble, but you got to know you still got to make a play downfield. You can't tuck it and run every play, especially when you're 6 foot, 210 pounds.
I think they had their quarterback in the stable. I think if they were smart, Andre Dillard, offensive tackle, would have been the pick there. Start building your line. You have a good running back, but apparently they just have no faith in.
He's going to get
Rosen, and that's it.
He is going to get destroyed. They've got no line. He's never had to deal with any type of adversity like this. He's been protected his entire life. This is not a good.
I will say he's a dynamite 2-sport guy, and
Well, he was.
You
going
can look
baseball.
at. You can say Russell Wilson got drafted. You go back to Deion. A lot of these guys that are that talented, athletically, they know how to get hit. I guess is what I'm going to say. Like they know their bodies. They know how to keep care of their body. They know how to take hits. They know when to not take hits. They basically are kind of a different breed in terms of a guy like that. I'll say this: playing a guy at D3 football. He transferred. He was a Division I wrestler at Minnesota. I think he transferred and then played D3 quarterback. 150 pounds, 5'9". But the way he would bounce off guys, you never got a clean hit on him.
Right.
And I feel like a guy like Murray is like that. You're not going to get a clean lick on him very often. Even if you come from the blind side, as long as he senses the rush, you're not going to get a kill shot on him. And I think that's where this multi-sport background that he's got is going to help him. Just that head clock, just stuff like that, the intangibles that I don't think you can coach necessarily. And I think that's why you take a chance on him. And like I said, you go all in because you're Cliff Kingsbury, and you need to build your franchise around your system and what you know, and that's offensive football, and that's having a dynamic dual-threat quarterback.
All right, I'm with you. You sold me on that.
Josh Rosen ran the same type of system sometimes in UCLA, ran the same system in high school that Cliff Kingsbury runs.
It's his guy, though. I mean,
it's his guy, though. He didn't draft Rosen, right? I mean,
if you have confidence in your
Steve
guy.
Keim drafted Rosen. I get he's still there, but the head coach wasn't involved with that pick.
It's something we brought up on the show, and I know you've talked about it too, but, Ferentz, all those guys, they look for dual-sport athletes. They look for guys with wrestling backgrounds, per se, especially because of the footwork. O-linemen, they want them to wrestle. Footwork. And when you talk about not getting hit or glancing off, that's footwork. That's your feet moving so that they're not getting caught up underneath and you're bouncing off the blow, and you can maybe use your arms, bounce around, keep your balance.
And I really think, I think Baker Mayfield's success helped Murray.
Absolutely.
Knowing that a guy in that system, which, there's some questions about Baker's system, what throws he had to make with Lincoln Riley and Oklahoma's offense. But obviously we saw that translate to the Browns very, very well last year, and I think that helped Murray in this draft.
Well, Erickson over here has a lock of Baker Mayfield's hair.
Put the
at
pick
home.
in. This was a fantasy draft. The 49ers would be yelled at, so would Arizona.
They're taking Bosa, right?
Yeah, they're taking Bosa. Just put the pick in.
The best
they already
looking
have
Foster's here, by the way.
You got DeForest Buckner already in the interior of the line. I think Bosa's the obvious pick, right?
Yeah, what? Yeah,
The best looking Foster's here.
I know.
Picks in, so we'll get that going here.
Finally.
I mean, is this all off pedigree alone with Bosa? I mean, is he the best edge
All right.
rusher?
So this is what Darren Ravel is saying on Twitter. As the first pick in the NFL draft, Kyler Murray will get paid around $35 million through December of 2023. Murray likely wouldn't have made $35 million in the Major League Baseball until at least July of 2026.
How many years is that then?
In 3, he'll make it his first 35 million. He'll make 35 million through 2023. He wouldn't have made 35 million in baseball until 2026. So there's another reason.
All right, here it comes.
Just quiet.
Tim, turn it on.
There it is. Same one. Nick Wilshere.
So it's right to form. I mean, nothing surprising. So here's where it gets interesting, right, Jay? I mean, this is where
This is where it gets interesting.
the Jets,
Yes.
do they have a trade partner at 3?
They're trading. There'll be a trade.
I mean, to go back to your Nick Bosa question, I don't know. I feel like you see some productivity at Ohio State. You know what he is athletically like.
But a lot of
That's-
people thought Josh Allen was the better edge rusher in this draft.
Josh Allen's a year and a half older than him too, right? At least, maybe 2 years.
The Jets are going to trade here, trade down, try to recoup the loss of like a second rounder that they gave up for Sam Darnold last year. So they're trading out of this. It's who's the trading partner is going to be? The Redskins.
Or the
You mentioned the
Giants.
Falcons. Giants aren't going to move. Who else wants to make a move? I do think it's the Redskins. We'll make a trade here.
Who do you have here? 3, T-Roy, in your mock draft. I mean, it's gone to form so far. I think these were the 2 obvious picks, and now it's kind of where it gets interesting.
I would say Josh Allen here.
This
if
is
it was
actually
me.
when we did, because we couldn't do a mock draft Monday. This guy wasn't there. Tuesday we did it with Vasco and Merrick, and I had the Jets at this pick, and we couldn't trade. I took Josh Allen.
And if it's not Josh Allen, I think it's Andre Dillard, the offensive tackle. Try to build up the line for Sam Darnold.
All right.
Well, my Vikes fans here, what do we think? O-line? Got to be O-line at 18, right? Have to be. All right, good. We're all in agreement on that.
On who?
Vikings have to go O-line this year at this point.
Yeah,
That's their glaring weakness.
absolutely they do.
The Jets' biggest need is
And they need
edge
to have
rusher.
a big powwow between the quarterback and those great wide receivers. Because that at the end of the year was horrible. But man, started out good.
Nice. All right, so the firkins are rolling up here. If you want to come up here and get the wheat-based firkin with blood orange. And what was the other thing? Tangerine? Honey and blood orange. And I don't know where Ryan's at. Ryan's getting everybody the raffle tickets. He's handling that. T-Roy's got the local 4 koozie. If you haven't got a koozie, I think Ryan's got those too. Dishing them out.
Do it. Can't wait for Dan Schneider this draft. So you say you think under 6
Yeah, I think 5 total
Trades.
trades today.
You said 3?
I said 3.
Because it's gone last 3 years, 7, 6, and 5. 7 trades 3 years ago. 6 2
and
years ago.
5.
Yep. So the average is 6. And I think this is crazy as it can be anyway.
I'm going to try some Firkin.
There you go.
Jump on it. What is the food special today?
Tenderloin.
Tenderloins. All right, everybody got there and get your French tenderloin. I didn't see your text till late. I didn't have a chance about Julian.
Oh, sorry, it comes up. Yeah. I know you're busy. What are we watching now on the screen? We're at a commercial? Anyway.
My brain's scrambled right now. Just like everything's, just everything we've been trying to remember. Just some of the littlest things, like ice scoopers. Christ, the way to making a list tonight. We got most of the back bar all set up. Glasses all washed, everything in place. And then just a few little things here and there need to be done. So.
Huh?
Yeah. Bring it down.
Yes.
And I haven't been on my feet all day too. So my feet
We have any Jets fans in here? Can't be any Jets fans, right?
Z-Bar had to work.
Closest thing we got are the Rock Island Independent shirts. That's
Sonny, what's your
closest
team?
thing.
Oh no.
If the Jets trade this, but who do you want it for, Raiders guys? Okay. Well, you're gonna get one of them, yeah. We got 3 more picks. You guys should be here all night. What do you think about Fant? That's who I think is going to take Noah Fant. After you guys lost Cook, you need somebody to complement Antonio Brown. Obviously, you also need a running back, though. I've seen a lot of Josh Jacobs too. Are you guys surprised? I mean, we talked about mid-season. I did a buy or sell T.J. Hawkinson to the NFL, and little did we know it was T.J. Hawkinson to the first round of the NFL draft. I mean,
That's true.
I mean, that was unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was coming back.
And just
And that was at the beginning of the year. We talked about that too.
I think it was mid, 3rd or 4th week. We said, man, Hawkinson's had some good games. Maybe he's a guy that could go early. Who's the candidate for next year? I think obviously Wirfs, Epinesa would be the top 2, right? I mean,
Like
when you're looking at
Espinosa
that
for
group
sure.
of group of
AJ
players.
for sure. AJ for sure. And then he'll end up being someone leaving. He'll end up being a defensive back leaving early. Someone will step up.
Well, I mean, I think that's been the trend, right?
Yeah.
You have a
Easily.
DB step up that we don't really see yet. Geno Stone's a good ball player. He played last year, but everybody else is pretty new.
Yeah.
Right.
Pick is in. Come on, you're not picking.
All right. I say Josh Allen. What'd you say?
The Jets announced a
I
trade.
think
We
I'm
wait
gonna-
another 5 minutes.
I think it's Ed Oliver if they don't trade this. I don't know why. I saw that a little bit today. I'm going to say Ed Oliver. And the reason I heard that is because I heard Greg Williams, their D coordinator, really wanted
All right.
a guy, an Aaron Donald-esque player. And that's what he'd get in Donald. Or in
Well, you
Oliver.
need it.
What do you guys think of the Jets' new unis? Yes or no? Yay or nay?
No.
You seen them? No. They look like kind of the 1990s unis.
They look at what?
They look like their 1990s unis where they had the Jets on the helmet and
Yes.
like, not a big fan either.
I really
All right, here we
haven't
go.
seen it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Turn it up.
Oh.
All right.
Well, this is odd. Collinsworth is right so far.
Who?
Collinsworth had the first 3 down. It just says he's my cheat sheet. I'm just using it for names.
So we're going to go defensive
That's
lineman
amazing.
from Alabama.
I'm gonna have to quit bad mouthing Chris Collinsworth in this case.
All right, Raiders guys, you going? You think Josh Allen's your guy then? That's what
Are you
want.
gonna have the pick in less
Oliver.
than 5 minutes?
What about Devin White? Any defense? You don't want to see
What
any
about?
offense.
Come on, true Raider fashion. They're gonna take DK Metcalf, right? Come on.
There you go. Hayward Bay is still potentially on the board, I think. Darius Hayward Bay at number 6. Do you need a
So
punter
Robbie
too?
Gould.
Didn't you drop your punter? Didn't King? Didn't you guys ditch King the punter? You need a punter here. Mayak and Gruden going with the first round punter. The Janikowski effect.
On the Facebook comment thread, Ryan Reeves is saying that Schefter's reporting that the Jets couldn't find a trade partner. So
I
Dan
still
Snyder
maintain that it's
couldn't-
going to be that 6, 7, 8 range with Jacksonville and Detroit. Because I don't think you look at Jacksonville probably wants O-line, I think. Detroit could use defense, but I
Who do they
don't think they're going to
want?
sit still.
Who do they want?
I think a team like the Redskins, Atlanta, one of those teams is going to move up to that 7 or 8 slot.
To take who?
If Ed Oliver's there, I think Atlanta needs D-line. Devin Bush would be another one. Basically,
you think like a Drew Lock? Because, I mean, the Giants are probably going to get Haskins, right?
that's the interesting thing. What are
No,
the
I don't
Giants
think
going to
so.
do?
What if the Raiders take a
I think
quarterback?
Gettleman thinks Eli Manning's fine. I really do. I don't think he thinks he needs a quarterback. Right? Gettleman. the
And
GM.
I think with the Giants, if you're looking at their blueprint of how they've won the most recent Super Bowls, it's been the defensive line, right? They want guys that can get to the quarterback. I don't think at 6 they're going to take a quarterback.
I don't at all.
I think they go for a D lineman or an edge rusher. One of those 3 or 4 players we just
Eli's
talked
not
about.
getting it
Allen,
done.
White, Oliver, the guy from Clemson who's also an interior lineman. Like one of those 4 guys I feel like is going to the Giants.
They're
I don't
not
think
picking a quarterback. If they pick a quarterback, it'll be at 17.
exactly. I agree
It's
with you.
not going to be
Who,
it's
the
not-
Giants?
Yeah, the Giants. If they pick a quarterback.
Okay.
What does Collinsworth say?
He has Dwayne Haskins.
Right now? I mean, not right now, but
But for them, yeah. We'll see what happens.
Collins.
If Collinsworth gets this all right, I'm going to throw up.
One playoff appearance is losing the Super Bowl. That's it for the Raiders.
Pieces of the puzzle.
Let's see.
I said on the radio show on Monday, the Jets are my kind of sleeper roster at this point. If Darnold progresses, I think they have the pieces in place. Maybe not this year, but slowly but surely.
I like where your head's at. And you got Bell young.
You got Bell, you have Darnold,
Was he
you have Jamal
26?
Adams, you now have the USC kid they just showed, the D lineman, Leonard Williams, and now you have Quentin Williams. That's 5, 6 really good players. I think they still probably need another offensive weapon to help Darnold, but they're on the right path, I think.
Do they have any more picks than just one in the first round? No, they don't. Look at Chucky.
How many of you guys are going to come out to Augustana on Saturday to get in on the festivities, yeah? Should be a good time. Hopefully the weather holds. I know the forecast isn't great, but
Hey,
now,
are you
are
playing
you guys
in that
players?
game?
'Cause
Hey,
I'm joining you. I'm joining you guys
Russell's
on.
playing.
I'm coming to practice. I'm on. I don't know which team I'm on.
Mitch, can I get us?
You got to be from St. You got to be on St. Paul. You're from
I
Minnesota.
should be on St. Paul. I said the guy. Well, I don't know. I told the guy I wasn't good at flag football. I was okay
He's all
at real
state,
football.
man. This guy can make it rain.
But I don't think at flag football I was never any good. We had flag football until 7th grade, and the end of 6th grade, I'll never forget this. His name was Charlie. He ran like a sweep or something, and I couldn't grab his flag, so I just launched him out of bounds. And I said, well, whatever. And they said, you can do that next year. Why don't you sit the rest of the game out? I said, that's fine, because I hate flag football. We'll play tackle. But I said defensive line or linebacker, so I can either be the edge guy. I can be an edge rusher.
Hey, who out there's had a sample of the Firkin so far? Round of applause. It's great stuff, huh? Way to go, Mitch. Round of applause for Mitch up here from Front Street Brewery.
There we go.
Good job, Mitch.
Every Friday, Mitch is rolling out another Firkin at Front Street Brewery, so go check it out.
Are we back in the? Everything going okay down there with the? You guys are all set to go with the sandbags and whatnot, right? Still above water. It's gonna crest again. They're still gonna be good to go.
I hear Mitch was down there noodling. He caught the catfish guy.
Dwayne Haskins in play at number 4. Ian Rappaport right on the board behind us saying, can't be, right? You can't take that, right?
He's saying, "Go Raiders!" Yeah, when they announce a pick.
Yeah, when they announce a pick, we're fine.
Otherwise, just give it a little bit of
throw it up a
feedback.
little bit for the next.
Yeah. No, it's got 90 seconds left. We're fine here.
If this is Haskins, I mean, then I don't know what's going on there.
If this is Haskins,
It's not
Raider
Haskins.
hand should throw up
Just
right
that
now.
no.
Can't be.
It's not.
All right. Right now, who are they taking?
I have to agree with Collinsworth here. They're taking Josh Allen. From what they lost when they traded away Mack, they just said they're the worst scoring defense in the NFL last year. They want someone to rush the passer.
All right. Yep. I see you're right. Just 13 sacks last year. 13 sacks last year, 17 less than the next team.
Wow.
13 sacks only last year, the Raiders.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
second team
I feel like honestly they knew how good this defensive line draft was going to be when they did that, traded Khalil Mack. So this has got to be defensive line
Allen
player. They're not.
himself had 18 sacks
They're not.
last year.
I mean, they're not. These guys, you know, Gruden's got a plan. I feel like.
yeah.
He's an edge rusher. Oh, jeez.
All right.
That's what they need. I don't know if he's the best one on the.
I actually had him in our mock draft, getting him at the 24.
But at least this breaks Collinsworth's streak of getting him right.
So it's D line. I mean, he's. It's D line. I guess Clemson defensive lineman. We know how good their defensive line has been.
Right.
Vic Beasley, DeForest Buckner,
Right.
and obviously they got Dexter Lawrence, who's still going to get drafted here too. So I don't know. It's probably a reach, Jay, like you said, but I think this is what they wanted to do is obviously draft a
This
defensive
guy's
lineman.
played for a national title the last 2 years. He knows how to play. It's a good pick. Way to go, Raiders.
You can do the splits. All right. tell you where.
I just think the interesting thing is that the two guys we talked about, Oliver and White, or Josh Allen. Sorry,
Right.
Oliver and Allen. Like, aren't they comparable players?
McShay had him at 16.
I mean, Oliver's
going to the
interior, but
Panthers.
you're right. Yeah, I mean, he's still getting the force up the middle. I mean, a lot of the stuff these days, you're getting more if you get an interior rush because of the way they're trying to form these pockets. Yeah. You know, with a quarterback that can step into the pocket. I think the defensive interior is more.
All right, Raider
disruptive than
Nation,
the
what do you
around
think
the-
back there?
I wouldn't be happy.
Raider Nation, you happy?
We got a lot of hands. Yes or no? I mean,
Sports Illustrated had him going at 19 to the Titans.
all right, you guys are confident in it. I like that.
McShay had him going at 16. Sports Illustrated had him going at 19. You have Mike
Mike
Mayock.
Mayock.
Very good answer.
All right, so if you guys, I think Ryan's made the rounds on the raffle tickets, but if you haven't got any raffle tickets, come see him or come up and see us. The raffle's free. All you got to do is get the tickets and follow people on Facebook and Twitter if you guys have that on your phones, and you're entered in here. So anything you guys got, like I said, Steamers tickets, River Minutes tickets, JDC passes. We got the Adirondack chair, some other cool stuff here from multiple people that donated it. So just get in the drawing. We've got tons of stuff to give away.
Well, don't we have a guest out there we want to bring up?
What's that?
We have a guest out there we want to bring up, right?
You ready? And speaking of the Steamers, we're going to bring up owner Doug Bland here. Give it up for Doug Bland, the Steamers owner.
Welcome, Doug. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm doing well. I don't have to make any draft picks. I'm fine. No one can yell at me at the end of the day.
That's
So,
a good.
how stressful is stuff like this? You guys must go, you have a team, you have a player evaluation staff. How stressful is the decision making when it comes down to player A, player B, player C?
The biggest thing with us is we don't ever see these guys live, so we're basically revolving around all their game film from college. So we have to just watch film. There's a couple of events that we get to go to. We go to the Senior Bowl every year. We also go to this thing called the Gridiron Showcase, which there's only about 250 kids that get invited to the combine. The rest of them get invited to a thing called the Gridiron Showcase down in Dallas. So we go to that every year, and you get to actually see these kids, you know, in a game and during drills and that kind of thing. So the rest of it, like I said, we're completely relying on their game film from college, talking to their coaches, teammates, and agents, basically.
Who do you lean on? Because it's a different game. I mean, it's a different arena football is a little bit different. You're probably looking for a little bit different skill sets in certain positions, I would assume.
Not really. I mean, football is football. So if they can play outdoor, they can play indoor. You do want to have your position players a little shiftier, you know, like just big guys aren't like the best situation where, I mean, tall is good, but you got to be fast and you got to be agile. So in indoor, if you make one move after a 2-yard catch, I mean, you could be gone, you know. So it's just a football player is a football player. So if they can make plays outdoor, they can make plays indoor.
And something we talked about here before this all got started, but JT, everybody's really big on the AAF on the radio show. We talked a little bit about you kind of from the beginning thought they just didn't have the ducks in order, and I guess what was the biggest sign to you that it was going to struggle from the get-go?
I don't think that people understand how much money it takes to do something like that. So, you know, most leagues, the teams are owned by specific owners. Like, you know, I own the Steamers, the Barnstormers are owned by somebody else, the Arizona Rattlers are owned by somebody else. They tried to do something to where the league owned all of the teams and try to run a league. So it's not only are you trying to run a league, but you're trying to run, 12 teams throughout 12 different markets in the country, trying to sell tickets to 12 different markets. You know, it's too much things to do for one group of organization. I mean, and the financial element of it was just crazy to think that they could do it, especially the kind of money they're paying their players and their coaches. And I mean, there's not the money out there. And like I was telling you before, anything that's not the NFL is always going to be this redhead stepchild to the NFL. And it's at a different time of year that people aren't usually willing to watch football, and it's just a lower level of athlete. So people just don't have the passion for it like they do in the NFL.
Do you think there's a long-term future for whether it's the XFL, another, I don't want to say minor league, but another 11-on-11 similar style game to pro and college? Is there a niche for that in the professional ranks?
I don't believe so, no. I mean, they're going to keep trying, but at the end of the day, I just don't think there's an appetite. Everybody loves football, but they love it in the fall, in the winter, and it's 100 years of tradition that they've had, and you're going to think you're just going to piggyback off it because you're trying to sell the exact same product, but you're selling a lesser product at a different time of year that people aren't used to being a part of it. So it's going to be an uphill battle for a long time.
All right. We got the Bucks pick in. This has got to be Josh Allen or Devin White, right? There's
Yes,
two edge
Josh
rushers
Allen.
for them. They need defense. They lost Quan Alexander, one of their linebackers. I feel like the Bucks
Pull up your dude.
the Bucks have to be taking a linebacker here.
The 3 thing. Pull up. What counts with that?
He had Greedy Williams.
Bruce Arians rocking the driving hat and the flannel there. He's dressed up tonight.
I love that guy.
T-Roy, do you like Bruce Arians? Kind of a retread down in Tampa? I mean,
Love Bruce Arians. I think he's a hell of a coach. I like his style. I think he's going to make some things happen in Tampa. They have a talented lineup. I've always thought
I think
that.
Winston's a quarterback you can build around. I just think he hasn't, for
Well-
some reason, hasn't taken the next step with Mike Evans, but I think he's got it. I think he's got the it factor.
Yeah, I think so too.
He makes really bad decisions.
Yeah, that's the thing. The weird thing is a product of. Oh, here's Roger. We'll turn it up for Roger.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Okay, absolutely. So the season so far. Talk to us.
So we lost a couple really close games that we should have never lost, but we've been in every single game this year. Really competitive in the first year in this league that's the Premier League in the whole country. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with what's going on. We're right in the playoff hunt. So I feel pretty good. Literally, a couple calls go one way or another, and a couple things happen. We lost on an onside kick against Green Bay. We lost in overtime up there. I mean, we're right in the point where we could be sitting right at 6-1 right now instead of 4-3. So.
Yeah, and you guys, I mean, didn't you pack the house last Saturday? From what I hear, you did.
We had a decent
yeah.
crowd, but
Yeah.
Being Easter weekend was tough. That bridge traffic is really tough.
Well,
People in Iowa are like, I don't know if I want to cross that bridge to come to the
It's
game.
just the ride back, is all.
Yeah. So we had a couple. Our next game on March 4th is a big $2 beer night promotion. So I think that's going to be a big hit. So
That's good. You know, one of my really good friends, Corey Nolan, over there, he's been a lifetime Steelers fan and season ticket holder, right, Corey? Even from the onset of the first round. So yeah, over there, where's one of your biggest fans?
the product is amazing. I don't know if you love football. I'm telling you, come down and watch a Steamler game because you're so close to the action. I mean, it's such a high speed, high entertainment game. You're going to enjoy yourself, so I can assure you that.
And May 4th against the Storm, it's $2 beer night.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So you can't go wrong with that.
No, how can you go wrong with $2 beers and
No.
great football?
I don't think
Football,
you
got to beat up on not our Storm, not our hockey team, the Sioux Falls Storm.
Yeah, nobody
It's
likes
$2
Sioux
beer,
Falls.
$2 beer
And
night.
68 degrees no matter what.
Yeah, love that. Gotta love that. And
can.
it's
You know, you and Adam, you touched on it a little bit with the ownership type thing that you guys do in your league compared to the now defunct AAF. And I think you nailed it. You have an owner that's in charge of a team, and by the way, that owner brought revenue in. You know, and it shows. I mean, the arena football has lasted. You know?
Yeah, so it holds everyone accountable. So, I mean, I know what my budget is before the season even starts. I know exactly how much money I have to generate to break even. And, you know, they are starting from a complete fresh slate, and they're trying to generate, you know, $200-300 million out of nowhere. I mean, it's just, it's a tough thing to do. You know, rights fees to television, if the NBA, the NFL, and Major League Baseball, none of them would exist without the television rights fees. If they relied just on ticket sales and sponsorships, they'd never make it.
Right.
But that's what we have to do. Is the only way we make money is off ticket sales, sponsorships, and a little bit of merchandise sales, because we don't have the television rights.
I'd love to see like somebody actually take the chance and give you guys that shot, because I think it is a marketable thing on TV. If
It is.
If a network is so adept to do it right, you know.
See, the landscape is changing every single day because of streaming products. You know, Netflix, Amazon, all this kind of stuff. So our future and our future for having our games on live is going to be a streaming company. So we've been in talks with Amazon about, you know, having all of our games. You know, we got all of our teams with 14 games each. So we have a ton of content that we could go to a company like an Amazon and say, hey, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get to watch all the IFL games for free. You know, and they would be able to stream them live right from their smart TV or any kind of device.
Or from a Sling device.
From Sling Studios,
There you
brought
go,
to you
Kelly.
by Done Right TV and Satellite Solutions.
Maybe Kelly, you should be the first person to.
A proud sponsor of the Steamers, I might add.
All right, so the Giants here.
I'll jump back in here quick. I know you talked about the season a little bit, but 3-4, really good offensive performance on Saturday.
4-3.
3-4.
3-4.
Yeah.
Oh, and it seemed like, just talking to Coach Ross and some of the guys, it's just those little things that have kept you guys from maybe even 6-1, 5-2-ish, right?
Absolutely. A couple bad calls and a kickoff return for a touchdown that got called back. And
All right,
there's a
Giants.
couple things that we lost on an onside kick against Green Bay. So I mean, yeah, we could be sitting at 6-1 really, really easy right now.
So this is Josh Allen, right?
I feel like it's defensive line, right? Ed Oliver, Josh Allen,
Okay, yeah.
right? Pick is in for the G-men.
You think they're taking that?
I think they're
I think they're taking
With
Haskins.
Eli, because
I
Eli's
think they're
on his
going
last
defense.
leg.
I mean, Haskins has got to be in play, right?
Daniel Jones.
The Duke quarterback. All right.
Wow.
T-Roy, your thoughts? Oh!
Wow. Huggy. This is great for us. Cowboy fans, rejoice.
Jay, now this is guaranteed trade territory, right? With Josh Allen and Ed Oliver on the table, I feel like this is a Falcons move up right here. They take Daniel Jones with the 6th pick.
I'll tell you what, the Collinsworth did not have Daniel Jones in the first round.
This is like last year when the Browns could have took Baker at their 3rd pick and they trade up to
Traded
get him. I mean, no one was going to take him the first 2 picks.
And you got number 17, so, you know, if you think, take somebody at 6, if you think you got to come back and get Daniel Jones at 10 or 11, trade back up and get him.
17. Don't shoot me. Daniel Jones?
I'd
They
say in
didn't
the
have
top,
him in the first round.
late first round, right?
Late first round.
Yeah, that was a reach. Hands.
The West Virginia quarterback was ahead of him.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's unbelievable. Wow.
You know who else had
Shocker.
an arm?
Maybe they saw something.
All right, Jacksonville's biggest need is offensive line. And Ed Oliver's out there.
But you can get the offensive line if you trade back, right?
Yes,
At
but
this
I'm
point.
saying that what you're looking at for them, their biggest needs offensive line. They gave up the 2nd most amount of
Wait a
sacks
minute.
last year.
I think
They went-
Jacksonville's biggest need is a quarterback.
They got Nick Foles.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
So they have they ran through 12 different linemen last year on offense. They've got they're part of the reason why Blake Bortles went backwards. Is their
So you're
offensive
saying
line?
Andre Dillard or
I'm saying Ed
Jordan
Oliver,
Williams.
I'm saying Ed Oliver.
he's a defensive interior.
Oh, my fault. No, I got him at.
So to answer some of you guys who are asking about Daniel Jones, somebody just tweeted out the highest a mock draft, one of the main mock drafts had him was 16th or 17th. So I don't think anybody I don't think anybody thought he wasn't going to be there at 17 for the Giants to take him again. And now this is how I feel about Hawkinson at 7, 8, 9. A top 10 pick has to make an impact from day one. And I feel like Daniel Jones, like, I don't know. He's not a known commodity. Even Hawkinson, like, are you sure Hawkinson's going to make an impact from day one, like immediately?
He could for the Patriots.
Yeah, you got to be in the right system, right? But the Patriots aren't picking. They're
the
not
Patriots
picking.
are smart. I hate them.
The teams that pick in the top 10 have problems for a reason, right?
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're not picking there every year. So with the Jags and the Lions, that's why I'm like, you got a lot more needs than your first string tight end, in my opinion. Yeah. We'll see though.
T-Roy, you're right. Jonah Williams or Juwan Taylor.
Yeah.
As if Jacksonville's going to do this.
Or Andre Dillard. Those are your offensive linemen that are out there. And like Russell said, you can trade back for that. But now is Washington going to trade up to Jacksonville now and get Dwayne Haskins?
I bet you they will.
This is where they can jump in right now because the Jags are going to fall back. They'd fallen back all the way to 15.
So you're saying
Redskins will do it.
I think this is, like I said this to you at the beginning of the night, trade territory right here. 7, 8.
This draft is
9.
very offensive line heavy.
Well,
And
at
if
least
that's
their
what they're
picks
needing.
I mean, it looks like they know what they're up to. They were probably licking their chops going, wow.
I mean, the Jags don't need defensive help, but I mean, if you got a guy that can make a difference there, maybe.
I'm kind of with Collinsworth here. I think they take DK Metcalf.
No.
Sorry. It feels like a pick they'd make.
Russell, will you tell him that his cone time was slower than Tom Brady's? DK Metcalf's?
His cone is 3 cone time, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. He can't run routes.
Jacksonville's not a good drafting team. I'm just saying it feels like their pick.
Pick is in. They're lying. They're lying.
I mean, I guess the thing, the devil's advocate with Jones is that, Josh Allen played at Wyoming, and he was a top 10
I'm with you,
pick.
Jay.
I mean,
I think they should
I,
draft an offensive lineman.
Well, the Bears quarterback.
Yeah,
Played
Trubisky,
1
right?
year.
Played 1 year. I mean, these guys they don't have to be at Alabama and Oklahoma and wherever, but you'd like to get more of a known commodity, I think, but you never know with quarterback. You sit in the room with them, you go through the film with them, and maybe they impress you more than you ever thought. I just don't. I think it's a reach because you take them at 6. I guess is the big thing.
Quarterback's the one position that you can not have the tangibles of the 40 and all that stuff. If you're smart and you can make reads and you can throw the ball pretty good, I mean, you're going to have a long career in the NFL. The smart quarterbacks are the key.
You think about the Giants. That was the team that knew to take Eli.
No, they took Phillip Rivers and then traded.
But they wanted Eli because Eli would not play for.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew what they were doing.
All right.
Ryan Reeves is saying that it's Josh Allen. Maybe he was on Twitter ahead of time.
Who is Ryan Leaf?
Ryan Reeves, friend of the show. He's saying that it's Josh
I
Allen.
thought Ryan Leaf was following it.
I wish Ryan Leaf was on our Facebook comment thread. That would make me very happy.
Josh Allen.
Yeah? Reeves.
Well, their defense got better, I guess, but do they have a bounce back year? I mean, this was the team that played in the AFC Championship 2 years ago because of that defense.
I mean, that Jacksonville defense all of a sudden, right? Like, again, I know they had a down year last year, but oh boy.
I mean, you add Foles, see what he can do, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right, we're going to give away the Steamers tickets here.
No
before we
trade yet.
let Doug go. So we got halfway through the season. I guess in the new league, what do you think a playoff spot? What do you guys need to get to get into the playoffs?
I think if we're a 500 team, we're pretty much in basically top 6 make it. So I would like to be better. I think we're probably I think we're good for 8 wins.
And to host a game, you'd have to get in the top 3 then?
Top 4.
Top 4, okay.
Yeah. So in the first round, the first and second seeds get a bye week. So number 3 plays number 6, and number 4 plays number 5.
So it's the same NFL format then,
Correct.
right? Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And right now, the teams, in your opinion, the teams to beat are?
Arizona's pretty much hands down.
Okay.
They're undefeated. They just signed the league MVP from last year, quarterback, because their quarterback got hurt. So it's they're going to be really tough to beat.
Okay. Yeah. You got, and then is that who? No, you played Tucson, so Arizona. But Arizona's in the other.
They're in the West Division,
right?
Yeah, we don't play them this year, but and the Barnstormers only have one loss right now, so we play them one more time.
That was the game you guys were. I mean,
we're right
a couple
in it.
late mistakes, right?
Yeah, a couple bad penalties right there in the fourth quarter. We're one possession from that game. So, I mean, like I said, we had a chance to win every single game this year.
We'll find the raffle tickets here. I know you got to get your food, so we'll let you go, Doug. We'll do the Steamwheelers raffle here in a second. But everybody, give it up for Doug Bland, the Steamwheelers.
Thank you, Doug, for bringing football back.
Well, we're in Hawkinson territory, Jay.
Yep.
I just still can't see pulling trigger on TJ at 8 if you're Detroit. I really can't. I think this is a trade. This is
It's
potential
foolish if they do with the talent that's out there. I'm sorry.
All right.
You still have out there cornerback Greedy Williams, offensive tackle Andre Dillard, Brian Burns, edge rusher, Ed Oliver, defensive interior still out there, Montez Sweat.
And if we're talking O-line like you were talking, Jay, I think the Bills are the team that's going to get the O-lineman. They have to protect Josh Allen. You have to. You got a quarterback.
What are the Lions
The
needs?
Lions, they need a guard.
They need a guard.
They need a guard.
So they're probably going to go defense?
They signed TJ Lang last year, but now he retired in the offseason because of neck issues. So that was their big sign the year
That's
before.
Sports Illustrated telling you that?
No.
All right. You know I don't trust Sports
No.
Illustrated.
This is ESPN Insider.
All right.
So.
We got a guy out here saying defense. He's a Bears fan, though. You might be rooting against him.
They're saying that with Darrell Bevel as the new offensive coordinator, the offense will be pass heavy. So they're going to need pass protection.
Well, either way, no matter what happens with the Lions pick, we're going to make fun of Randazzo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Look at that, Randazzo. You got a koozie. You never got me a koozie.
So this is where
Here's a funny nugget here. The 7th overall pick in last year's draft was Josh Allen, and the 7th overall pick in this year's draft was also Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Not related.
So next year, if you guys are betting 3 for 3, if there's another Josh Allen coming out, he might be taking 7. Quite random.
All right.
All right, we got, well,
Great.
Live. Well, I'm just glad Collinsworth's streak stopped at 3.
Here it comes, guys.
we got some spoilers.
Be
I
ready.
won't give you
yeah.
any spoilers
Be
here.
ready for it. I know what it is. Okay.
Which I still can't believe here, Jay, but we'll see.
Can I?
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
He did, really. Oh, my God. That coach. He must really think this guy's Gronk, huh? Holy cow. Well, wasn't this guy a walk-on? Or no? What a difference a year makes. I'm happy as hell for the kid. It's true.
What do we got here? Turn it back up.
Yeah. Let's see what I'm at here.
Is Vasco coming? Or does he have to be on air?
Andy from the Natty just said Daz is going to be unbearable.
This is amazing.
All right, here we go. There it is.
This is a listen. I love T.J. Hawkinson. This is a premature pick, but you know what? If that's who they want, fine. But Jay, right? Too early for T.J. But you got to be just happy for this kid. What a difference a year
I
makes
wish
for
Dazzle
him.
was here to make me feel better about this pick. I just don't want to see talent wasted. I have nothing more to say about it.
Well, he's got a good quarterback to throw to him. I mean, Stafford's not a bad. Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you this. The guys he was compared to were all, I believe, second and third round picks. If you look at Ertz, Travis Kelce. And that's why I said before, you got to make an impact at 8. Like, you can't show up and get 15 catches for 200 yards next year. Like, that's not going to work. So,
well, the thing is, and he's getting a lot of love because of the.
Yeah, but you don't take the 8th pick to block if you're a skill player.
I got you.
Like, I know he's a good blocker. I get that. And I understand Patricia and the New England connection. It's just interesting to me, without the measurables at a skill position, he doesn't have, I mean, he's got good measurables, but he doesn't have that world-class measurables, right? We'll see. I mean, he's a great kid. From covering him, fantastic guy, head on straight, very productive, obviously, last year. It's just a really high pick for a tight end. It's the first tight end inside the top 10 since Vernon Davis in 06. Sheriff in 2013.
Yeah.
Sheriff 13, so Sheriff was 7th, I think. But skill guy, we were looking back, the only skill guy that's been drafted that high is Greenway, and Greenway was like 12th, 15th to the Vikes, so it's been all linemen that have been drafted that high from Iowa. So, I mean, but good for TJ. Obviously, this is a walking commercial for the University of Iowa and Kirk Ferentz and the program. Like, you can't, this type of airtime on national networks, like, you can't, it's priceless for him and the program. So that's an interesting kind of positive consequence out of this, is that it could be
and
a
the
very
fact
good
that
thing
I
for
mean,
him.
I think you're for sure Fant's going to go in the first round now. I mean,
Still no trades. And hey, we got the raffle tickets back, so we can do that right now. All right, let's do it. What do we have? Two Wheelers tickets? Four total. Okay.
We got more.
T-Roy, do the honors for one of them. Here we go. 2 tickets to any game, right?
No, this is the next.
Oh, it's the next home game.
Saturday's game.
Saturday's game.
Next Saturday.
224-155. Hey, there we go.
Here we go. All right. Here we go.
Rigged.
And then the other set, T-Roy.
All right, the other set. I'll dig deep.
Same game, Saturday the 4th,
Shake it up.
May 4th.
Shake it up. All right.
May the 4th be with you.
What?
May 4th.
Oh, I get it.
Okay.
224-069. I knew that was
Here we
coming.
go.
Here we go.
Quad City Norsemen
Come on up,
represent.
man.
All right.
I did.
All right.
What do we got? We want to give something else away, Rosso?
Yeah. Do it. Bring it.
Lumber Kings, Steve Wheelers, or Bandits? What do you guys want?
Yeah, what do you guys want?
There we go. Digging down deep.
These are for any game.
Any game. This is great. Oh, we got 3 tickets. Hold on. I'll take them back. All right. 224-041. 224-041. I got a hand up over here. There we go. Right here. That gentleman right there. Well, we got a new pick in. The Bills have their
O-line,
pick
right?
in.
O-line? Consensus
I'm saying
on
Jonah
that?
Williams.
I'm saying Andre Dillard.
I think the kid from Florida, Taylor. We'll all be different
I'm
on
saying
this.
Jonah Williams.
Did something freeze? Oh, no. All right, good.
You want me? It's in.
So still no trades, and you get a.
It's coming. Wow.
I
Trade's
don't
coming.
think so, Jay.
Oh, I'm telling you. Jags are going to trade.
So I think what we're seeing is these teams taking the best available rather than somebody that's going to fit a need.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting dynamic, I think, in the Minneapolis paper, reading about the Vikings stuff, that if you got a chance at pick number 10 to pick a guy that could be a 10-year superstar like Ed Oliver, or a guy like Dillard or Taylor that, yeah, he'll be a good player for a couple years, but he's never going to be all-pro, do you take the all-pro and you take him every time, right? That was kind of what the consensus was. You take the guy with the highest ceiling rather than the guy that with the biggest fit.
Yeah.
Unless you're a player away from going to the Super Bowl. That's a different story. But these teams aren't.
And are any of these offensive linemen in this draft, are they a standout guy like that at all? You know, or are these just need fillers? Really, that's the point.
I'm saying the Jags still trade Allen
I mean,
tonight.
last year you had McGlinchey, you had a ton of them. I think you had like five or six offensive linemen that were game changers, starters right away that helped their teams.
To elaborate a little bit on the Hawkinson pick, just looking back, Hawkinson's the highest offensive skill player taken from Iowa since Chuck Long in 1986. Chuck Long taken 12th.
By the Lions.
Yep, by the Lions. So there you go. Detroit and Detroit. A little bit of symmetry on this draft night.
Huggy.
Who would want to do that?
Just,
I think Bell, right? Coach Bell.
Okay. Yeah, you like Coach Bell?
He's coming. Well, I'll say this from the Vikings fan standpoint, there's a bunch of O-linemen still on the board. So
We do tomorrow.
we'll take that here. Only 8 more picks to the Vikings, or 9 more picks. So, well, Denver. I still can't believe we haven't any trades yet, Jay.
it's coming. I don't know where, but it's coming.
It's my alarm. Like hit my car. Told you.
So
That's your alarm?
Better not be.
who knows who it is? Did the Firkin get cashed? I didn't even see. Did the
All right.
cashed? Or did he move it?
Not mine.
So,
You guys want to come up and talk about the
Great.
game? Oh, you want to come up and talk about the game on Saturday?
Don't be shy, guys.
what?
These guys, they're playing in the game on Saturday. Microphone doesn't bite.
All right, so joining us now is Chris Zimmerman, one of the Rock Island Independents, part of the throwback game. That's
Wait.
Chris, you gonna let these
Wait.
Rocky guys over here give you a hard time? Do you know these two?
Yes, I do. In fact, here's the story behind this.
Closer.
I actually play for the Moline Universal Tractors. So, but in honor of the Independents, I thought I would wear the Independent jersey tonight. So, and on Saturday, I'll be playing on the St. Paul Ideals team.
oh, you're gonna be on the other team. All right. So, how much of this? I know in talking to some of the guys at the cities, how much are you guys going to try to reenact that game from Douglas Park, and how much of it is going to be just free flowing, kind of old school football?
Yeah, so really, let me kind of back up. When we started playing the vintage game 5 years ago, we decided, hey, let's do it with the original ball. Let's do it with the leather helmets. Let's do it with the old jerseys, the uniforms, the high socks. We actually found a rule book from 1925. And so a lot of the rules that we will use on Saturday are going to be the same rules that you would have had in the 1920s. So it's pretty authentic. Now, we don't want to get anyone hurt. Okay, you and I included.
Exactly. Yes, that's
So we will
number
play.
one.
We'll play
quarterback?
flag.
No, D-line edge rusher, I said,
All
or a
right.
linebacker, just like old times.
So other than the flag, and we'll play 9-on-9s.
Okay.
Is what we'll do. But other than that, it's leather helmets and no padding, just like in the original days, the same way you would have seen in 1920 at the original game.
Is there any passing?
There is passing, and maybe if I wander out to my truck, I can bring in what the original ball looked like, because it's the size of a small melon.
Okay.
And so you cannot hardly get your hand around it. In 1920, it was very much a running game, and so that's what it'll be. Running and kicking. There was a lot of drop kicks.
First trade is in.
Uh-oh. Yep, there we go.
First trade is in.
Steelers. Where's our Steeler fans?
Oh, Vasco. All right.
Whoa, wow.
Dude,
Where are we going here now?
Vasco's at the studio right now, just tickle pink.
So this is going to be Gary, right? Don't you think?
This is the linebacker.
Yeah, Gary or Devin Bush.
I'd say it's Devin Bush, right?
Devin Bush, yeah.
I'd say it's Devin Bush. It's got to be you would, right? I mean,
That's Devin Bush.
they certainly don't need O-linemen.
No, they need linebacker help. Or secondary guys.
No, it's got to be Devin Bush.
I definitely think they're going defense. It's either secondary or linebacker. What about Rock Yesen?
What do you guys do with this? I'll run out to the vehicle. I'll bring a couple of things back in. Leather helmet? Okay, I'll be back.
Nah, it's your pick.
I feel like Devin Bush. I mean, do they need a linebacker, though? They have T.J. Watt, but they need somebody to replace Shazier still. I think that, but that's not
agree.
Devin Bush.
I agree with you.
Here comes Joe Green.
Yeah, me and Joe. How could he have been Walter Payton Man of the Year when Walter Payton is still playing?
In 1979. It's a great question.
With the 10th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft,
Devin White.
the Pittsburgh Steelers select Devin Bush.
Yep. Oh.
There you go, buddy. Good call. Good call.
What is that from?
I like that. I like that move.
What's this outfit he's wearing? This is something else. What is that? Is that like part of a straitjacket or what is that? That's a heck of an outfit. Jay, you should wear something like
I like
that.
the open chest look. I'm not gonna lie there, but I'm not
that's what
sure
I'm
what
saying. I
the
think Foster can pull this off.
like sash
Open
satchel
chest,
thing
a
is.
little like I don't know. It's almost like chaps straight across his chest. Oh, look at that.
No.
I'll break something.
Play,
I mean, literally, I can't hold
don't
that.
play
That's
ball
huge.
in the house.
Man. I know that's not fitting my head. Hey, coach. Hey, Jay. Thanks for letting me come to the draft, man. You're the best friend ever. This is way bigger than Jay's head, everyone.
All right, so T-Roy, the ball. Let's get a
very,
live.
very
I want a
cool.
live
I mean,
analysis of that
it's
thing.
Slippery. I mean, if you're passing, you're like, you got to hold it back here. I think I got it. You ready, Erickson? Erickson, you ready? Or are you gonna be on your phone all night? Wait, am I talking to my wife?
Oh.
All right.
Incoming.
All right.
Just like a Packer fan.
All right, so we got a couple leather helmets. You know, interestingly, I don't know anybody that's playing nose guard going to wear an old nose guard, because I remember seeing pictures of an actual, it looks like an inverse cup if you were wearing a cup for baseball. That's what it looks like, just covering your nose for the nose guard.
I don't think we'll have any of those on Saturday, but I have seen them. Kind of has a band that goes around the head that holds it and hangs over the nose.
I don't think Brady could deflate that thing enough to throw it. I'm telling you right now.
It's almost like a
So here's one of the jerseys.
Oh,
You can
nice.
see.
wool. Are they wool jerseys?
It's the it's kind of
Yeah.
a
Okay.
wool weave.
Yeah, sure.
So, but that's the
And so the game's kicking off at 2
Just
p.m.
green.
Is that correct?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. over at Augustana on the
where's
field.
my Rocky jersey? You're gonna give me a Rocky.
And then, depending on when
I
the
want his
6th round
hat.
pick
I want that hat. I want
is
that,
to be,
I want that
is to
lid.
happen, is going to kind of dictate the gameplay.
Yeah, we'll probably take a time
I'll wear
out.
that.
The NFL has said
Live
that
local.
what they'd like to do is to have the fans and the teams and stuff gather around, so you have kind of the feeling of the vintage effect, and really the whole community be there to make the pick together. So that's
What do you guys, just the historical aspect of it, what's kind of the most, I guess, fulfilling thing that you guys get out of it? Just reenacting it every year and kind of connecting to a really unique part of football history.
yeah. Really the person you should be chatting to is right over here. Grandfather played for the Independents, and grandfather also played for the Moline Universal Tractors and lined up across from George Hallis.
The Papa Bear?
True.
Oh my.
So, I'll get out of the seat and you can ask him, because I think it really means. I think that's the connection. There's still a lot of local folks that have family connections to that early team.
Now-
That's pretty special.
Is it, I guess I didn't look back enough research-wise, like, were these guys compensated very well? It couldn't have been compensated much at all, right? I mean,
Well, I mean, if you watch, I mean, I know it's a dumb movie, but you watch Leatherheads with
Rosso was
Clooney.
an extra in it.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have got.
But you know, the guys really weren't paid squat. It was, they did it for the love of the game. Yeah, they
Actually,
really did.
I have a copy of one of the early Green Bay contracts, and the player signed his contract for the year was for $100.
Yeah. But if you
$100.
think about that, in our money, that's nothing.
But
In 1920, that was
absolutely.
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a
then.
lot of money.
Yeah, to be able to-
Especially to go around and play a few games of football for an hour. Right. So.
no, there's.
Exactly.
Oh, we got a pick over there, Jasper. The
Bengals
Bengals.
are in. Here you go.
Jasper, need you.
Andy from the Natty is on the edge of his seat. Tackle Jonah Williams.
Okay. Yep.
I just.
Sonny.
I think Jonah Williams' dad looked like Andy Warhol. Did you see that?
Okay, you gotta work.
So I don't think these are going to pass any CTE tests.
But the interesting thing about
They're neat, though.
that type of stuff is, you know, like you said, it's a running game. It's quick handoffs. Nobody's running 20 miles an hour and hitting each other in the air. You know what I mean? Like it's a different
when you
football
don't
game.
have pads on, you really.
It's more like rugby, I feel like, right? It's kind of a rugby feel from back then.
That's more of a rugby-sized ball. You getting food?
No, I'm going. I gotta eat something eventually. Not now, I guess. We gotta bring in.
What's up, guys?
All right.
All right.
Packers take DK Metcalf.
Who?
DK Metcalf,
All right.
That's your call?
That's your call.
That's the last thing you need.
best
That's
receiver
what
in the
you're
draft. The next Megatron.
Oh, boy. Lord, oh, Lord. You
Okay.
need defensive help beyond belief, and that's
Bro,
what you're taking.
bro, we spent our whole off season signing defensive players. We don't
Okay.
need defense.
All right.
All right. So, like you said, you need a wide receiver, you need a safety, tight end, inside linebacker, and a cornerback. According to ESPN.
Oh, Greedy Williams is still out there.
You're taking Noah Fant.
The best available out there, according to ESPN, is Christian Wilkins. The best fit for the Green Bay Packers, according to ESPN, is Marquise Brown.
So that's the debate. Which receiver's better?
Which receiver's better?
I think DK is better. Well,
I say you
but
trade back.
the whole offseason they haven't listened to me, so
I say trade back.
they got the head coach I didn't want. They
What
got
about Riley Ridley? You said Marquise Brown?
Yes, that's the best fit. I like Marquise Brown better than DK Metcalf.
What's going on? You ready to play some softball? Let's go. I know you're ready to pitch.
I like Christian Williams.
Packers at this point, man.
You want them to get a defensive tackle for
This
the
is like
Packers.
kind of no man's land.
They need one.
for them, right?
They actually need a defensive tackle. So,
Christian
Marquise Brown.
Yeah, he's
Do
the
they
best
do they go
available.
Brown from. Oh, would you be okay with that as a skill guy?
No. Thanks, sweetheart.
oh,
Look at her. That's a good woman right there.
He's softer than you, Huggy. Oh. You don't anymore.
Sorry.
Guys, I just want to say I've never been to Kavanaugh's before, but this is an awesome place.
Yeah, where's Tim? Give it up for Tim
And,
and his
yeah.
staff at Kavanaugh's here. Nicely done.
I'm definitely coming back here again. The tenderloin was
I
amazing,
feel
by
like
the way.
every time I come back to Kavanaugh's, Tim's added on like 10 feet. And somehow he's probably going to buy all the houses behind him and just keep adding on. I love it too, baby.
I think the
There
cool
must be
thing
something
about
going on with bar
the cool
owners
thing about the
of
Quad
Irish
Cities
pubs and Cowboy fans.
for
I don't know
football
what it is.
fans, and I'll say this with my Vikings fans, is when I got here and I figured out there's a Quad Cities. Oh, we got a pick is in here coming. Quad Cities Norsemen, they invited me in. We went to a couple games. Like, everybody welcomed me with open arms, and I feel like it's kind of a melting pot of Packers, Chiefs, Vikings, Bears, like tons of fans from around the area. And I think that's the coolest part, because you got anywhere you go on a Sunday, you got any number of fans in the bar watching and cheering, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I know for us at Pints or at Harrington's, it's a mix. You know, we have a Steeler Nation, we have Vikings Nation, Packers, Bears, obviously.
If the Packers take an offensive lineman, I'm punching you. D-Ray. Just so you know.
It's the best thing for you.
All right.
They're taking Noah Fant.
No. Maybe later. Not now.
They're taking Noah Fant right now. Watch.
No.
no, they're not taking Noah Fant.
Doing it.
They'll trade back if they do.
What about
Rodgers
the line?
needs another weapon.
It's gonna
He's
be
got to
a wide
have another
receiver,
weapon.
defensive tackle.
Matt LaFleur. Cram it in your crambo, LaFleur.
So they picked a defensive player every year from 2012, and they're still not that good at defense?
No, they're not. And they spent a bunch of money. We'll see. We got some edge
Listen, they never
rushers
do anything
and free
for-
agency.
They never do a thing for Aaron Rodgers. They're getting Noah Fant. He's a wide receiver in a tight end's body.
Devontae Adams needs a Robin to his Batman. And DK Metcalf.
Told you.
Who was it?
No, I told you. DK Metcalf is no Robin. You've seen those shirts go viral. Those pictures of him shirtless go viral.
What are they doing?
All right, it's
Still
in.
waiting.
It's in.
They traded it.
Nope.
They traded it
No,
to
they
the
did
Redskins.
not. They did not trade it. It's in.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to.
They traded it to the Redskins.
Here we go. DK, DK,
No, not
DK, DK.
You can't punch me. It wasn't an old lineman.
I'm okay with that.
Sticking with the defense
Oh,
for,
look at him crying.
for the 7th straight year.
I love you. I love you too, Huggy Bear.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
We get
You still have
we shouldn't have to score 35 points every game to beat teams, and this is hopefully a guy that can help us out.
Well, the thing is that you can can still get DK back at the.
Don't you have another pick in the first round?
Yes.
Yeah, at 30.
At 30. You can still get DK or Fant or
You could get Fred Savage
Marquise Brown at 30.
or Darnell
Yeah,
Savage.
that's true. Yep.
So all three of them are there. Will be there probably.
Yep.
Freaky athlete. Freaky athlete.
I like it. Compared to Anza,
Sorry, I'm doing some work here, guys. The news doesn't not go on if we don't throw this stuff up there. You know how that works.
I mean,
What are you doing?
it wouldn't for you or Vasco. I don't know how things would
He's
happen.
actually back. I'm texting him because we're trying to get the Hawkinson feed for the 10 o'clock news, right?
Oh, nice.
So we got to get the feed from Nashville, and it's a goat rodeo,
Give 'em
but
the
we're going
feed,
to try to do it,
Nashville.
baby.
Let's
Try to
go.
get that for the 10 o'clock, Local 4. The only place you're going to see it is Local 4 if we get it here.
I feel Kid Will just spends his time lifting weights with kids.
He is pretty ripped for an old guy.
I know. I'm going to start giving him a hard time. He hasn't been on the show in ever.
do you need me to jump up and down in front of the camera? Because I'll do it.
No, you're good. We threw you in there. We threw you in there for pad, and was just saying the business. You're the pad at the end, so we got you.
Did you know that Rashawn Gary created his own sports agency? He represents himself and one other guy.
Really?
Yeah. The Bowling Green defensive back, Montre Gregory. Yeah, so he's representing himself. Good for him.
That's
I like
awesome.
Him, I like him even more now.
Well,
Okay, Bob.
he didn't make top 10, but he made
Thank you,
top
guys.
12. Good for him.
Is this the worst case scenario for the Dolphins right now? Because I don't think they want to make a pick here.
Where's
They
Merrick
don't want
at?
to pick a quarterback.
Drop back. Trade back.
But what do they want here? O-line? Like, what do they want to pick?
Montez Sweat.
I
Here's-
guess.
all right,
I guess you
here's-
could go
here's what I'll
defense.
give you.
But
Here's
what
what
do the
I'll-
Dolphins want? The Dolphins are not winning.
Here's
They're not
what
going to
I'll
playoffs
give
this
you,
year.
And I thought Merrick did a very good job with this. Merrick being a Dolphins fan. He said take Jeffrey Simmons. He knows that he's got a bad leg. Let him recuperate for the year. You're going to tank anyway. Your schedule doesn't really give you any choice but to tank for the year. So let him recuperate for the year, and then because he thinks Simmons is the best offensive lineman in the draft anyway.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if any of the you weren't at the Outback Bowl, right, Erickson?
I was not.
If you were at that game in person, I don't have my external hard drive. I could pull up the first 4 plays of Iowa's offense, and Simmons is in the backfield on 4 of them. I mean, he was unstoppable. Unstoppable that game.
For Arkansas?
Yeah.
Or Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's why they couldn't run the ball. That's why Iowa couldn't run the ball because they could not even double team.
and
that
he hurt
game.
his
He was
leg
that good.
when?
During workouts. I mean, he was a surefire top 10 pick. I think he's that good. I'm telling you, like the first play of the game, Render and Ban were double teaming him. He splits him, tackle for a loss. Like the guy he's a beast.
Well, I'm hoping then that no one takes him and he goes second round of the Cowboys.
It's almost like a Jalen Smith situation. It really is, T-Roy. Like, you got a guy that was that good in college. He blows out his knee basically after the season. Man, if he comes back just as good, like, you got a bona fide stud like the Cowboys do.
Just like Corey. Bona fide stud.
Is there any chance the Dolphins go quarterback here, Rosso?
No. 0.
0?
I just don't know why. Like, what would you get out of it at this point? Unless, I guess not 0 chance, but unless you really like Locke or Haskins and you just say, hey,
We're not going to get the
we
Tua
didn't think
game?
we didn't think we were going to get that guy. We didn't think Haskins would be here, so let's take him. Maybe.
Where are they? Well,
They're in on the Tua
they need
game,
a
though.
quarterback, and he could play behind Fitzpatrick for a little while.
Hey,
They
Jay,
have to figure out something.
I bet you a quarter they take Haskins here.
A quarter? Deal. You're on. Shake on it.
Jay owes me a bar tab.
Book it.
Here you go.
Yeah, we do. All right. Oh, the pick is in.
You know, I don't mind your Simmons angle here. I really don't.
I thought it was a smart move by Merrick.
I don't mind that angle if they don't think
It's
they're going
too
to win
smart,
this year.
Though. I mean, Merrick's right,
Yeah.
but it's too
Yeah.
smart. They're not doing it.
I don't know how you sell that to your fans, saying, well, we know we're going to suck, so we're just going to take a guy, stick him on the shelf for next year, but it wouldn't be the worst move.
He was all the way back, like 17 was the
The
first
highest
one.
mock we saw was 16th.
Yeah.
So at least the third quarterback, I would think.
Collinsworth didn't even have him in the first round. He took your quarter.
It's in. Pick is in.
Who'd you say it was going to be?
The quarterback,
Haskins?
Haskins. Yeah.
It's not Haskins then.
No. Wait.
Well, I'm even because I won that one off my uncle earlier. So.
Did your uncle lose a bet? Because he's wearing a Bears jersey.
He did.
Oh.
He did. He thought Bosa was going to go number 1.
Oh, that's all right. That's a good call.
Yep.
Could have easily.
Obviously, I'm wrong.
In the 2019 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Christian Wilkins. Defensive tackle, Clemson.
Such a heavy defensive draft. Oh my God.
It's not a bad pick, guys. That's actually a very good pick.
Me too.
He's the one that can do the splits, right?
Because you basically
All right. So
have to be close to Kittle.
It's the Kittle factor. It is, man. He broke Kittle broke
right.
records. White guy from
all right. Falcons are on the clock.
We need some more giveaways or what, Ryan? You ready over there? Some more giveaways or what? Let's give away the chair. I want to give away this chair. It's a Liney's chair. I don't know if it's courtesy of one of the distributors over here on the Illinois side, but let's get the chair. Look nice. If anybody's got a lake place, it'd look nice sitting in the sand with a cold one in your hand. I'll tell you that much. Let's do this. T-Roy, you look like you love your Adirondack chairs.
You know what? I love an Adirondack chair. I like my toes in the sand. I like a cold brewski, tasty waves, and a cool buzz, and I'm fine, Huggy Bear. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I'll bet you the first 3 are 2-2-4. But the next 3, 1. All right. 1, 8, 6.
186.
186.
There are some people in the back too.
224, 186.
We gotta go to the back. We gotta check.
We might
gotta
have to check
the back.
We're gonna have to. Oh.
Trust me, I was digging around in there.
What?
186.
2 minutes still. Oh.
He's checking.
Yeah, I said. I'll go check.
Ryan's gonna check the front bar. And if you missed that, Christian Wilkins just did the old chest bump and double hug to Goodell. It was pretty impressive back there.
Dude, Christian Wilkes, he's a beast, dude.
So
you have
still
to be happy with that pick.
just one trade, Jay.
Yep.
2 quarterbacks. And Atlanta obviously doesn't need a quarterback.
Well, look at this. I mean,
I'm guessing Juwan Taylor.
Here's the craziest thing. Washington can sit here and know they're not. Washington's getting a quarterback if they want Haskins. They can take him.
Yeah, that's the same.
Because I'm guessing Juwan Taylor here.
The best move was no move, right? You sit in the same spot. We got a winner from the back. Tell them they got to come up and claim the chair right now. All right.
We got a winner?
Who's got the chair? You the winner? The chair right here. There we go. Better get the trailer hitch and throw it on the back there or something.
I drew that for you, you know. That was all me.
We need you to take it right now.
Well, the Falcons already have their pick in. Jay Money is at home right now.
I think this could be a Simmons.
You think
I don't
this
know
one's
why I got
Simmons?
this feeling. I feel like, why not?
Ed Oliver go yet?
There it is.
Yeah, he went to the Bills.
He goes crazy.
I don't think so.
He was asking for the Cowboy. No.
Do the Falcons need O-line?
I used to have one just like that.
Huh?
What's that?
Yeah, we're not raffling that. That we're gonna pick the tickets out of it.
Is this a Greedy Williams situation, maybe? You think they need corner? Or D-back or something?
The Redskins?
The Falcons.
Greedy Williams?
It's already in.
I think they're.
Oh.
I think maybe they're going offensive line. Do you think?
Be ready.
How about Jonah Williams?
Oh, 9. Okay. So
Or Andre Dillard?
Is that confirmed, Jay?
What'd you do? Who'd they take?
Yeah,
we need to.
it's confirmed. Which I didn't have. We didn't have
Yeah. You guys want to pick some more tickets?
Hold on, let the pick is in.
Are there any Lumber Kings fans in the house other than me? None?
What's your team?
Nobody? Clinton?
Clinton Lumber
We
Kings.
got the pick. Here they go.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Washington should run. Washington should have a pick in already.
Yeah.
Washington what?
They're Hagen
Shouldn't
Haskins,
they have
right?
Haskins or Lock? Whatever quarterback they like best, run up there.
Yeah,
and take
100%.
They didn't, like he said, they didn't give up anything to get a franchise quarterback potential. You may as well run up there and get him.
All right. We're
Is
gonna
there
draw.
any way they play dumb and not dumb, but trade down, like
River
play
Band or no?
play with fire?
No, can't.
Lumber King
The only way to
tickets.
go, because obviously the Giants don't need a pick. Listen, the Panthers don't need a quarterback. The Giants don't need a quarterback. The Vikings don't need a quarterback.
But somebody else could trade up, right? I mean,
Yeah, true. You don't want to play with fire.
like,
You
well, what's
don't wanna
stopping Denver at this point saying, well, maybe we want to go back in and get our guy if we can get him with the Vikings or with Carolina?
I think you're dead right. Just run up to the podium, get your pick in, and walk away.
Who's the guy they like?
Dwayne Haskins.
All right, guys. Here it is. Lumber King tickets.
Take a 30-minute drive and go check it out. Classic minor league baseball.
River's not as high up there.
That's true. They have a wall.
224-176.
Huh? What?
I'm taking the next one off the top, and it's probably going to be yours because I moved the ones from the bottom to the top. 176. So I know it's probably that lady that just won the Adirondack chair.
There's actually not that many in the other room, so we can just hold that off. We got 2 more Lumber Kings tickets. Do it again.
All right, I'm pulling right off the top. 224-101. Yeah,
you go.
see? She bribed me though. You didn't see. I got a quarter earlier. Up to
It'll be fine. How about some Steamwheelers tickets?
There we go. All right, I'm digging
We got
right
another pair.
in the middle this time, so that way I can't get in trouble. Uh-oh, here we go. 224-017. I see. I know him, so I did that on purpose. I'm like, I know everything I'm doing right here. People don't know this about me, but I truly am psychic. Are we giving away anything else?
We got. Let's keep rolling.
What,
Another
Steamwheelers?
Steamwheelers.
All right,
Pair of
Steamwheelers. You guys want bottom, top, or middle? They're all in there.
The pick is in.
All right, here we go. 224 073.
Yeah?
Did I get you? Oh, see, I can't see that far in there. You really.
What's about some of these big items?
Who wants to win a Keystone deer?
You say it with like such like enthusiasm.
I mean, what is that?
It's a Keystone like 3D
deer.
grandstand. You can shoot bow and arrow at it.
Put it out there and put it in your backyard, T-Ray.
Is that real?
Yeah,
It's real, yeah.
it's right there. Yeah.
Let's.
All right, who wants that Keystone deer?
Yeah, who wants that?
All right, here we go. Not
I want
looking,
a deer.
not looking, mixing it up, doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, and the winner is.
There's two of them.
Uh-oh. I'm going to take the front one. Sorry. Dang it. It wasn't that one. 224077. Yeah, you won a deer! Just what you've always wanted. You put it right in your front yard. It's Bambi. You better watch out. I saw Huggy Bear looking at that deer wantingly earlier. A lot of holes on that deer. I don't know what's going on.
It's amazing.
What else we got? Is that tent for giveaway?
We have a tent for a giveaway. We have a game table, Bud Light. The Cowboys helmet is not part of the raffle. Sorry.
All right, so we should do the game table or the tent? All right. Here we go. We're going to do the game table. And we're digging. We're going to mix it up again.
Picks in.
And the winter is two, 1-0-0. Hey! She got the game table. More for us, Huggy.
Yep. All right. Panthers are on the clock. Panthers need defensive end, a safety, offensive tackle. Let's see here. Juwan Taylor is still available for offensive tackle. This should be Juwan Taylor. No fans or butts.
See you on Saturday, guys.
See you on Saturday. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, good luck.
Appreciate it.
He's the best available. He's the best at position. They need an offensive tackle. It should be Juwan Taylor.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Mookie and Hazel. They're watching me live on Facebook. Hi, Mookie and Hazel. I learned that from you, Huggy Bear.
Yeah, this should be Juwan Taylor.
All right, so
Not the-
I wish Ezer A's, is he live?
Yeah, he's on here every once in a while.
Ezer A's, how you feeling about this?
Let's find out.
I don't know if this is a bad pick. I think Haskins is decent.
I think this is
I mean-
all the things Snyder's done that's terrible and awful and wrong, this is the one time playing it cool. One thing that
Right,
worked out for
he
him.
got the guy they wanted no matter what without moving up. They need a quarterback. Right? They
It's
need a
also-
quarterback
it's-
desperately.
Hold on, he's also regional, so it's kind of like having the hometown guy.
Yeah.
Sell more tickets. I like it. I'm happy for him.
Listen, last year the Redskins made a lot of improvements on defense. They were really good in that aspect. I still feel they need some O-line help. Obviously, they need help receiver-wise. But you have to remember, coming back after being hurt, that first-round running back.
Who won the deer? Who won the deer?
The young lady right there won the deer.
Right
I
here.
mean,
Standing up in the red.
Darius Geis, if you
Yes,
recall,
yes,
Jay.
yeah.
So I mean,
They're off.
Redskins might
They need a
be
receiver
a
now.
surprise team this year if they can put it together. I mean, Gruden's not that bad of a coach, so I don't know. We'll see. Haskins is I think he's a character guy. It would get into the system and
Should we do that?
He
and
broke
do
all
well.
the records for Ohio State and everything else. He's a
That's
great.
what I'm saying. I think he's a fine. I think it's a
I
good
think it's a
pick.
great pick. I'm shocked. That's the thing. I think everybody's shocked that the Redskins didn't Redskin this up. They didn't Snyder it up.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That it worked for him.
And
Rosser was right. They
Erickson,
should have
I'm reading-
ran to the
yeah.
podium and that's it. I don't know
I'm
what
reading
they're doing.
Erickson's comments here. I mean, he's right. I mean, Alex Smith will never play again. So.
Well, no, they got your boy,
Who?
Case Keenum. They have him there. They signed him. in the
Oh,
offseason.
that's right. That's right.
But now, moving on, I mean, honestly, it's got to be Juwan Taylor. I don't see anything else here at all coming up for the Panthers.
No, you got some more tickets?
Coach is going to talk to Adam, and then you got the jersey unveiling in there on the wall. I don't know how. Is there any
Are
way?
you going to raffle that jersey off or no?
It's staying here.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
So we only have one more raffle.
we have that, and we've got two passes to the Giant Classic. But I think they want to do this next.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you do that with your system?
Yeah, no, he can.
And
Sonny can do it.
I'll get it too for before.
What do you think as an NFC East fan, the Cowboys, as Haskins in there? Because now you got Carson Wentz, the Eagles, Dwayne Haskins there, the Redskins, Dak, obviously your guy, and Daniel Jones. Well, that's the future right now.
I think within the next 4 years, if everybody pans out, it's going to be a bloodbath. I think Dak's proved that he's a good quarterback. Obviously, Carson Wentz is a good enough quarterback. I don't think the Giants made a good pick. I'm sorry.
I don't think they did
but
either.
I think Haskins is a good pick, and it's gonna. I think you're looking at a battle of three good teams.
Let's see how I did.
And here we go with the Panthers. Is their quarterback still on the shelf with
Shoulder, he'll be fine.
Brian Burns? Okay.
Wow. All right. Florida State defensive end. Did they announce it yet?
Yeah. Good pick. Didn't they just lose someone to retirement? If I'm correct.
It's on their need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me type this up.
I mean, they had a really, really strong defense. Dallas Keuchel, or I'm sorry, not
That's
Keuchel,
all right.
Kuechly. Kuechly's getting a little long in the tooth with the, a lot of head injuries. So you're going to have to get things going there. So this isn't a bad pick.
No, just not what I thought.
I mean,
going on with
obviously they have their
Juwan Taylor?
quarterback and they have their running back set. They missed the playoffs last year, but that was, injury, I think, issues. Let's
Yeah, Brockman's right. Julius Peppers retired.
exactly. That's what
Yeah.
I thought. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still confused by the Giants pick, but I think the Redskins pulled something off. I mean, they got the exact guy they wanted. And I think he's going to be a way better quarterback than anybody from Duke. I'm sorry, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. I mean, you drafted a quarterback from Duke in the first round. This isn't the GD.
I'll tell you
NBA
this
draft.
much.
This is the NFL.
I can't tell you which one or the other, but Locke and Jones, their receiving cores are one or the other, 1 and 2 for most drop balls in NCAA. this past season.
They were
The
what?
receiving core led the NCAA in most drop balls. One was 2. I can't tell you what score. I know that doesn't mean anything, but
Okay.
I'm still not
You're the
sold
quarterback
on
for Duke.
it. I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sold on
That's
it
not
either.
what I grew up to want to be. I wanted to be the quarterback for the Hawkeyes,
Well, yeah, but
which is better than the quarterback for Duke. Now, if I wanted to be the point guard for Duke, that's pretty good.
All right.
I'm sorry.
But
It's
maybe
Duke.
he didn't grow up in.
You're Dwayne Haskins. You're the quarterback for Ohio State. You broke all their records. Ohio State records. That's good. That's pedigree. I don't know.
Yeah.
The rules are there now for quarterbacks to succeed.
Well, here we go. Now the Giants are up, right? And we got. Okay.
What do we got coming in? Is this a Giants pick?
Giants need a cornerback. They need
They
need
offensive
linebacker.
line help. They need O-line help.
Well, then Juwan Taylor's there.
If they do not take an offensive lineman here, the Giants are lost.
He's the best available left.
And there's my boy Serge. Where's your Bears gear? Can't whoop nobody. Where's your Bears gear?
We have a special unveiling about to happen in the front of the bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
Anyone
we have
wants to
jersey
check that
unveiling
out?
in the front of the bar. If you guys are
Yeah.
interested,
Come check it out.
pop up there and check it out. Jay and I will be here.
We'll have it on the live stream.
They announced it already? We're going back?
The
Not
Giants,
announced
no.
yet.
They're
I
doing
feel
it
like
right now
I've
if you
said
guys want to go
Juwan
up there
Taylor's
for it.
name 100 times.
Serge, come up here and talk Bears with me.
100
Come on.
times, I feel like.
Come on, Serge.
Names are just to say over and over.
What's up, buddy? All right, everybody, this is my boy Serge, lifelong
Serge.
Bears fan. Nope. So just like
the next pick.
just like me, nobody cares about Illinois.
Bears
buddy.
fans.
Oh my God! Why did we put up with him?
He's your friend.
I don't like him that much.
Hey, he's your friend.
I know. All right, so no first-round pick for the Bears. Same for the Cowboys. They made deal with the devil Raider fan
Pick
over
is
there.
in.
We got Raider fans over
Yeah,
here.
Raider fans over
Hey,
there.
there's a Raider fan right
thank
there.
you, Raider fan. All right, what are you feeling for the Bears this year?
We could use help anywhere.
All right, here's the deal.
I think
Vegas,
we
Vegas,
need a running
Vegas
back.
has the Raiders. I'm sorry, the Bears picked to have the most wins
Wow.
in the North.
All right,
I'll
picks
take
in.
that.
They have it right now.
I'll take that.
I think 2 years under his system with your quarterback, I don't know, it's going to be good. I still think the Vikings are a threat. I'm not that scared of his Packers, though. I'm sorry.
Packers, we got Packer fans too.
Oh, yeah, my boy
There's
Aaron.
a Packer fan. Oh yeah, there he is. Hey, we're trying to get him back.
I don't know.
Robbie, we need Robbie back.
I think your biggest threat is the Vikings. That's my thought.
I think we'll be all right.
It's going to be a fun division.
He does not sound nervous at all.
No, we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Uh-oh.
One and done.
Viking
There's a
fan.
Viking fan right there.
He got you. This is a good environment. You come up here a lot, watch games?
I come up here on Thursday nights.
All right. So the
I
pick's
usually
in,
golf on
Jay.
Thursday nights.
Yeah, did you hear it? Did they said it yet?
They better have said offensive lineman.
They did
Maybe
not.
they'll get
It
another
is not an offensive lineman.
They took a wide receiver.
They did not take a wide receiver.
They took Noah Fant.
They did not take Noah Fant.
All right.
Josh Rosen hasn't been picked? Dude, I
They
went golfing today.
They took a defensive edge.
They did not take a defensive edge.
Cornerback.
They did not take a cornerback.
They took a kicker?
They did not take a kicker.
A linebacker?
They did not take a linebacker.
Defensive interior.
Defensive tackle.
Which one was out there?
You'll find out.
Damn it, Jay.
Yeah, don't you have that? You have that on there?
He
Who's
won't let me.
available?
He won't let me peek. It's not Christian Wilkins.
brother? Did I
Is
win
it
anything?
Jerry Tillery?
It's not Jerry Tillery. I feel like you made that up.
No, I didn't. It's right here.
sounds like
Oh
he's-
man.
Sounds like Jerry Tillery sounds like he's working on a album with Billy Ray Cyrus and T-Pain.
Oh, this is just that's a mock. This is my cheat sheet. I don't know, Jay. I'm lost.
How's the wife, brother? How's the kids?
They're good. They're good.
Baby's good?
Yeah, she's not afraid of little boys. They tried to. No. She likes to beat them up.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
She tells them to get away from her. It's kind of funny.
I'm going to talk to C-Note.
All right, man. Good to see you.
Brother.
All right, big round for Serge out there.
Thanks for coming in, Serge.
The Bears beat with Sergio.
Go Bears!
We gotta get a Vikings fan up here now. We've had the other
Get
two.
that? Yeah, we'll get some more up here.
Who do they pick? Here it is. Just say the pick, for God's sakes. And Clemson's getting a lot of first round love.
Yep.
Wow. That's a big dude, man. That's a big boy right there.
Okay. Now, the Vikings. Get up here. Come on, let's talk
Come
about
on. School.
this. All right.
Oh, don't let him get to you.
All right.
The Vikings
All
are
right.
on the clock. Listen, you need offensive line
Need
help.
offensive tackle.
Listen.
Jawan Taylor's out there.
Andre Dillard's still out there. Did Jonah Williams go?
Wide receiver Marquise Brown is still out there.
I think Jonah Williams is still out there.
Defensive tackle, inside linebacker.
Jawan
running
Taylor's
back.
out there. Cody Ford.
What do you think they're going to do?
Dalton Reisner.
Tell everybody your name.
Robert Zamora.
Robert Zamora. You can follow him on Twitter at
Quad
Robert
City
Zamora.
Norseman.
Quad City Norseman. What is? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Twitter?
I am, but the Viking, we got a Facebook page.
You do?
Yeah, we do. Quad City Norseman.
Quad City Norseman.
yes.
And Russell's part of the Quad City Norseman?
So my wife is. We're also members of the Viking World Order.
The Viking World Order. Don't you guys have names for each other or whatever else?
Yeah.
Is Klinkenberg part of the Vikings World Order?
No,
No?
he's a member
See that?
of.
He's also a member of the USMC.
I see that.
Semper Fi.
Well,
double dog.
I'm in the Marine Division of the Viking World Order.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah. Klinkenberg's a QC Norseman.
He's a QC Norseman. All right.
Klinkenberg is?
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to do with this pick here?
I'm hoping offensive line.
Okay,
It's
so
offensive
Jawan
line.
Taylor.
They're too smart.
But
They've been doing really well.
Rosso, Vikings on the clock.
But I was told there was be no math in this today.
The Giants took
They took a
Defensive
defensive
tackle.
interior from
Clemson.
Clemson. Dexter
yeah,
Lawrence?
yes, Dexter Lawrence.
So we have a pick between Taylor,
Yes,
Bradbury.
yes,
Give every offensive tackle you want.
yes.
It's one of those three.
It's got to be Taylor, right?
I think it's Bradbury.
Okay.
Because I was told he's the best interior prospect in a long time, and they can move Pat Elfline to guard, the old center. So
good.
I think interior line, I think they go Bradbury.
All right.
Once
Oh, the pick is in. We're
we
going to
go.
find out.
Once we get this going, we'll get Augie coach Steve Bell to give us a
Yeah,
lowdown
the
of
pick
the,
is in.
the
Here we
weekend
go.
and all the Augie stuff. So
Yeah, that looks exciting.
You're going to like this pick.
Also, there's a Bettendorf alum that is a vice president of public relations for the Vikings.
Public relations.
Dan and Holstock. Been there a while.
It's in.
Picks it.
It's in.
Here we go. Thank you guys for having me up here.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, man.
Appreciate
it, Robert. Thanks for coming.
Love you guys' show.
Thanks, man. We really appreciate
Do
it.
not like Stephen A. Smith.
Hey, we'll try to
When you
keep.
guys had your technical stuff going
I know.
on,
It was tough.
Keep saying that.
It's,
We'll keep Stephen A.
he's
Smith off there as long
president
as
of
we
Viking
can,
World
baby.
Order.
That guy is?
Yeah. Said Davey, he's Canadian.
Oh, yeah.
He started the Viking World Order.
That guy did?
Yeah.
He started it?
Well,
Hulk Hogan?
yeah. He looks a lot different without the makeup.
Okay.
All right. Jay says you're going to like this pick.
I think so.
All right, Viking fans, you ready out there?
There we go.
Are we ready, Viking fans?
That was a
18th
fast pick. How many times have they blown past their time?
Rosso calls it.
All right, Skull Vikes.
Rosso calls it. Thank you. All right, so now.
I'll tell you what, that
Tennessee's on
that
the
makes
clock.
that interior running game that much stronger for the Vikings. Like Rosso said, they'll move their other guy out to guard. You got a good running back. You got a good receiving core. I believe you believe as a Vikings fan, you have your quarterback. It's gonna be fun. I still say it's gonna be a fight between the Bears and the Vikings.
Well, they had to do that. I mean, every game Cousins made a mistake, it was because he was pressured, right? I mean, that's
Right.
You have to address that. If you think you're going to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 or 3 years, you have to do that because his contract. I mean, you paid him, you got to protect him. So.
Well, that's the way it goes.
All right, right now we have Augustana head football coach Steve Bell. Give it up for him. He's gracious enough to join us.
Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thank you.
So we're right in the thick of spring football. Maybe just tell everybody what spring football for a Division III program entails.
Sure. I apologize for my hair. I just got off the field in the rain, but we get 16 practices with no pads. Fortunately, we're going to Ireland May 21st, so we get 10 extra padded practices. So we'll be going until May 9th, which is really nice for us.
So spring football, is it like the Division I programs where it's a lot of install and a lot of kind of working on your stuff, or do you guys change up things and maybe just, I guess try guys at different positions or tweak a little bit of the scheme, or how much adjustments do you make in the spring?
We treat it, as if we are tweaking a few things. We're adding some things that maybe we feel like we want to, bring into our system. But a lot of it's just refinement, technique, just working on skill level at positions. But there is an install. Every day we're meeting with our kids, watching film, but a lot of it on the field is just trying to get better.
What about this group maybe excites you the most? Yeah, the guys you got coming back from last year and some of the experience, I guess, you have across the field.
That's it right there. We have a lot of experience coming back. We're not playing kids that haven't played a lot of snaps now. We have kids that are very experienced in the game. So it's never comforting because you have to compete. But at the end of the day, we're bringing back about 98% of our starters from last year.
All right, Coach, there's been a lot of excitement going on with Augustana Sports. Obviously, this winter with the basketball team. Moving forward to your season that we're looking forward to, who's going to be someone that maybe is going to be a breakout player that you see so far in the spring practice?
Right now, I would probably say the kid that I'm most interested in looking at is our tailback. We graduated a starter from last year, but our backup is really, really talented, and now he's our starter. So I'm pretty excited. Bobby Jaros.
Nice.
Yep.
Anyway, question for Jacobs got quite a bit of time last year, right? The Rocky kid?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we used him more as our wildcat. He played in the slot for us. We're bringing back the kid from last year. He is actually a fifth-year player, and so he's competing with Alec right now to be our guy. But we're in a good place because whoever plays for us is going to be really talented.
I know you said before we came up here you're really pleased with the recruiting class.
Yes, and that'll play out in the next 3 years. We'll know how good it is, but we've addressed some major issues for us, and we're bringing in a tremendous recruiting class.
How much do you recruit to need, and how much do you recruit to, hey, let's just get some good football players?
Sure. This year, big time need, offensive line. Like our smallest offensive incoming lineman is 6'3", 275. So we addressed that. To win in the CCIW, you have to have bigs. And so we've addressed that majorly. And then defensive line, we try to win in those two areas as much as we can. We've got some very good skill kids coming in at receiver. So, yeah, it's exciting.
What, I guess, what are you most excited about this weekend? I think are you guys involved with the kids clinic and stuff over there?
Yeah.
That type of stuff. Just having just having all this focus on Augustana and Rock Island in general. What I guess are you most excited about all this going down?
Well, I just think it showcases our community, and the Quad Cities is a tremendous community, and so it gives us the ability to work with the kids, which is nice for our players to be able to give back a little bit to the youth. But just in general, the excitement in the community it's fun to watch. It's definitely fun to watch.
All right, we got the pick in. We'll throw on the sound here for a second. Get the Titans pick. Could this be fans or no?
No, it's not.
Tennessee. Whoa. Oh, because they traded the Steelers, that's why. Quick, so I look this up.
To join me for the Titans pick are 13 high school football captains from teams across Nashville. These teams represent Metro Nashville public and private schools in Davidson County. They also exemplify commitment to team and community. Please welcome your local high school student athletes. With the 19th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Jeffrey Simmons, defensive tackle.
Wow, okay.
That's the one, right?
I mean, I'm telling you guys, watch the Outback Bowl. You Hawks fans that have it DVR'd, they couldn't block that kid. Double team, single team, whatever you wanted. He's unbelievable talent. Coming off an ACL, I know, but I think that speaks to how much of a talent he is, that he can still go 19th when he's not going to play this year.
Is there any worry at all about the video? There's a video of him striking a woman out there.
Say that again.
There's a video out there of him striking a woman. Like that's.
Well, they're talking about it right now. I mean, yeah,
Every scout that I talked to that went through the school said everybody raved about this kid. They never had one issue with him. Academically, he was perfect. Treated everybody with respect. They couldn't have given him any higher praise. And every team I talked to had moved to a place where they were comfortable where this kid is at as a human being. There's no question he is a dominant football player.
Okay, well, that answers that.
What can you add, sir? Video would show Jeffrey Simmons striking a woman before he was enrolled at Mississippi State was part of the evaluation process for every team. Mississippi State could not have spoken more highly of Simmons if they had tried. Now, from my understanding, he was extremely honest about this video and what led him to hit this woman protecting his sister after someone said something to her that is as bad as you could possibly imagine. It does not excuse anything, but it got teams to the point where they felt comfortable taking Simmons.
All right, so now.
Coach, why we have you here? I mean, you go through this kind of recruiting process. I mean, the things they're talking about right now with players. I mean, that was a situation where you read between the lines. Somebody said something to his sister that was obviously beyond belief, and a player reacted to it. Have there been situations where you've had to make a call on something like that in
You
your
know,
recruiting?
Fortunately, at our level, I haven't had to make that decision.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I would always choose to go away from that.
Right.
Character is huge for me.
Right.
So obviously we want kids that fit who we are. So but I fortunately have not had to deal with that.
Well, good for you. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You're like, oh, what do you do? And people can say, this is a good kid, a good kid, a good kid. You say,
Lot of
you make
times-
the wrong choice.
A lot of times at that level, talent overcomes everything. So that's what they're looking at. Yeah.
How do you deal with your athletes in social media?
Education more than anything. Yeah, and it's tough nowadays. It's tough. I would not want to grow up in this age right now. It'd be very difficult.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'd have been in jail.
Probably. So.
I would have.
But you know what I mean? It's just education and being able to communicate with them about what is and what isn't.
Yeah, but I mean, making a mature decision to post out there at an 18 and 19-year-old and
It's a tough
telling them
one.
that you may say you deleted it, but it's out there.
Right, it's still
It's got to
there.
be tough.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about. Dave Rath, our sports information director,
Uh-huh.
does a great job of communicating with them in the beginning of preseason about those issues.
Yes.
And then we continually, keep pumping it too. But it's difficult. It'd be difficult nowadays to grow up.
I bet.
A
Yeah.
lot of
It's
programs.
difficult. I mean, the way social media hit, and the way it hit, and the guy that created social media didn't even handle it correctly.
Right.
I'm
Right.
talking about Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
what he did, at the beginning, how he was doing it, and then parents, they had no clue what was going on with social
Right.
media.
Right.
So now, they're playing the
Still
catch-up
don't.
game. Everybody's
Still
playing the
don't.
catch-up game. I mean, I'm barely on it. I think I have a Snapchat just to see what my wife posts about me, how many times she can show me snoring during the day.
Yeah.
And so I'm on there and I see this thing that says best spring break photos. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh boy.
And so
Yep.
I'm in there and I'm like, yeah, this is
Not
probably
good.
not what you want your
No.
teenager doing.
It's
putting
tough.
these out there.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
tough.
just, kids, it's forever.
A lot of higher level football programs take social media away from the kids. They don't let them get on Twitter. They don't let them.
I know they do
It's
that
tough.
at the University of Iowa.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
A lot of universities, which is smart. Have you
So
ever
you
thought
see
about taking that stance?
You see a lot of those kids, their Twitter accounts end the minute that they and they don't come back up until they graduate. So yeah.
Do you think that's more for protection or more for
They're protecting.
they're protecting as far as them from making mistakes, or just protecting them from criticism, or is it part of both?
Both. They're protecting the program.
Yep.
And they're protecting, ultimately they're protecting the kid, but they're protecting the program more than anything.
Because I assume, I back in the day at Division III, I remember this is when Facebook first started. A kid that had a relationship, he knew the guy from high school. They beat us on a Saturday. He called him up, left a drunk message, and we blasted him on Facebook. This is back when it was only college kids could see it.
Right.
And at that point, nobody said a word, but it was like we had a beef. We had a social media beef in 2006 or whenever it was. Nowadays, that would be, we probably would have got a pretty stern talking to or had to run some drills or whatever, because I feel like it's probably as close to zero tolerance as you guys can be with college kids, right?
It's tough, yeah. I mean, and it's, especially at our level, it's difficult, but, those major programs, they have people in charge of social media. I mean, that's all they do, so.
And you think about things even at the professional level. We were talking about this maybe a week or two ago, but like Draymond Green's mother. I mean, she is upset about her world champion sons, this, that, or other. I mean, going on Twitter saying you're not using,
Yep.
It's kind of crazy, what it is, but it opened up this thing where everybody's opinion somehow mattered, which,
It doesn't.
it's a different world. It really is.
On the flip side, though, do a lot of the guys know each other coming in then? Because they
man.
all connect and say, hey, you're going to Augie, I'm going to. Is that more of a? Does that help you
Picks
guys?
in,
I guess
guys.
in the acclimation process.
We
got the pick coming.
No,
in.
that's
Yes,
fine.
here. Hold that thought.
Some teams that have multiple second-round picks, multiple first-round picks, like the Giants have already.
Do you think Elway wears a horse face mask on Halloween, or does he just go as himself?
Tight end you.
I've got a former player of mine that works in the front office today. Did Hockenberg, did he get
Hawkinson, yeah. He went 8. He went 8 to the Lions. First Iowa player to go in the top in the first round that high. Last one to go at 12 was Chuck Long to the Lions.
Oh my gosh, way back.
Yeah. So who's throwing passes to Fan? Who's their quarterback now?
Flacco at this point.
Huh. All right. I'll tell you what, this kid's good. This kid's really good, and you know, the Iowa system is set for him not to necessarily be a flamboyant star. But if let's see what they do in Denver. I'm excited for him. It's a great pick, Jay. What do you think?
No, I think it's fantastic for him. It's like you said, it's free advertising right now for tight end.
2 in the top 20.
Yeah, 2 in
Not
the top
just
20.
Noah Fant didn't have to sweat at all.
I can't believe that Michigan even have the audacity to put out to their tight end.
Yeah. So
Since 1997 or 99, they had 2 first-rounders, a corner and a tackle, or a corner and a guard. So, no, it was Ross Verba, and I can look it up here.
So, Coach, upcoming this season, road wins, tough road opponents. How are you feeling for this season? What do you if you had to make a prediction?
I feel good. I mean, yeah, every game is going to be tough.
Right.
This conference is no joke. So, you know, but your standard, your North Central, your Wheaton, your Illinois Wesleyans, those guys are always going to be good. We added in WashU, which had a really nice year last year, and yeah, so that every week it's a dogfight every week. So it's fun though. That's, you know, as a competitor, you want to play against teams like that.
So you're going into your 4th year at Augustana, right?
Fifth.
Fifth.
Yep.
So you feel like a Quad Cityan now?
I do.
Good.
Yeah.
We would love to have you on the show sometime.
Anytime.
Yeah, we'd definitely love to have you on.
Yeah.
We were just getting our feet wet last year, so.
Anytime.
They haven't kicked us off permanently yet. So
When
I
did
feel
you?
like
When
we have
I
a
guess
job.
when did you kind of turn the corner at Monmouth, and do you feel like you're on a similar trajectory here?
Yes, we had to play young kids earlier here, so that was difficult, to be honest with you. Didn't predict that, so that made that really tough because we were playing so many young kids at one time. But we're past that now. Now it's, you know, we're bringing back experience, and when kids graduate, you have kids in tow at that point. So it's exciting. I mean, this is an exciting time.
And I heard you say CCIW. Would you agree that it's to make headway in the CCIW is a little more difficult than the Midwest Conference? Just the amount of.
I won't say that. That's not for me to say. But this conference is, as we tell recruits, this is an SEC type conference at Division III. You know, it's that difficult, and there's that many good teams. So you've got to show up, you know, or you get whooped. So it's fun though. I mean, that's what our kids should want.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, competing.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to play against the best,
Yep.
no matter what level you're at. If you're in high school, college, JUCO, D3, D2, D1, NAIA, I feel like you want to play against that elite talent, whether it's CCIW, the Mount Union's conference, the Ohio Athletic Conference, the MIAC, the WIAC. You want to play there if you're a competitor.
Yeah, and ultimately it only prepares you when you do become that team that you want to become. You're prepared for the next phase, which is the playoffs. So,
Now, Coach, where did you grow up?
I'm from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
They're outnumbering you guys now.
I know.
Yeah. I'm a little further north than he is, so yeah. But up near Duluth, Minnesota.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, we're happy to have you in the Quad Cities.
Thank you.
And want to wish you the best of luck on
I
this season.
appreciate that.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Definitely appreciate you coming out. Steve Bell, everybody. Augie, head coach. Give it up for him one more time.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll see you Saturday.
All right, I'll be there. Yep. Have fun, guys.
Thank you again.
Okay, guys. I don't want to take away anything from this NFL draft, but did we all realize what else is going on tonight?
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame is coming out. Anybody else excited? The Avengers.
Packers traded up. Erickson's getting antsy over there.
I'm going at 10:30.
I bought my
Less
ticket
than an
2
hour.
months ago, and it's a 9 o'clock showing.
I'm going tonight.
So I skipped Avengers for this.
I did.
This has got to be Metcalf, right? It has to be because they just didn't get a tight end they wanted, so it's got to be a receiver. It's either Metcalf or Marquise Brown, I would think, right? In the top 2 receivers.
Cram it in your clam hole, LaFleur. Do we give you more crap than any Packer fan? Probably we do, don't we? All right.
So they gave up their 30th and both their 4th round picks for this.
Who did? The Packers?
Yes,
did?
they gave up their 30th pick and both their 4th round picks. To move up
Seattle
9
trading
spots.
back.
I'll bet it's Marquise Brown. No?
It's Marquise.
You would take their quarterback, sir. You know that. Yeah, you would. I know I would. And Bear fan, you would too. You guys are crazy.
You guys are crazy.
You guys are nuts, dude. That cat's one of the best ever, man.
2007, I hated Favre. 2009, he's my best friend.
Damn right he was. He didn't remember that interception either in New Orleans. That's what sucks.
I was like,
No.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh wow. Your team is. I'm sorry.
The Seattle Seahawks traded the 21st pick to the Green Bay Packers. And with the 21st pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Darnell Savage, defensive back, Maryland. Turns out we
So we're still sitting at Drew Lock.
We got the last 2 giveaways then after you talk Packers.
Want to do them?
Yeah. What do you guys think of that Packers pick? Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
Oh.
That's not Savage.
All right, we got JDC passes, right?
Some Macho Man t-shirts now.
We have
Darnell Macho Man Savage.
We got another trade too, Jay. Keeping track here. Is that 5?
we have
Eagles
a tent to
trading
give
up.
away.
Oh, because the Ravens pick?
A Bud Light tent. You must be present to win.
You like that?
And there's a big stack of tickets on an empty table back there.
224-084. Randy Moss number 084. The Super Freak 084. right over there. JDC passes. All right. All right.
Wow. All right.
Oh, it's the tent.
What?
I thought we were going with passes.
Oh, did you say that? I thought we said tent. Yeah, tent. Nice. We also have John Deere Classic passes. 1-day passes. You can go twice. You can go twice in one
quickly,
day.
Jay. Eagles trading up for what? Skill player? I feel like skill player is where they got to go.
We've lost him. We've lost Jay.
We've lost Foster.
Oh,
Foster's
sorry,
not paying
sorry.
attention. Eagles trading up for what?
The Eagles traded up to the Ravens at 22.
Trade up to the Ravens pick.
All right.
And you got to. I mean,
they need an interior. They need a linebacker and a wide receiver.
I feel like it's got to be a wideout, right? We're looking at wideout here.
Yes,
At this
but
point.
I still am stuck on Marquise Brown. They could get Josh Jacobs if they want to, but would that be the?
That doesn't. I feel like it's a receiver. That would be my guess.
They don't need a very far down on the list is an offensive tackle. So it's interior linebacker. Wide receiver's not really on.
Well, then
there.
I'm hearing some chatter that it is an old lineman. It's Dillard. We will
You're
see
hearing
here.
chatter? Is the pick in? Let me see what I'm seeing on
Lance Zerline, NFL Network, saying the Texans got scooped by Philadelphia because the Texans are the next pick, picking offensive line. Had heard Philly would trade up for an O lineman. That's going to happen here.
They got scooped. They scooped the I don't know why that you would trade up. Or there's still offensive linemen out there. Like,
O-line, that's what I'm saying.
This is it.
okay. Yep. What you're saying is correct, Rosso.
All right. Pick is in.
Yeah, what you're saying is correct. They haven't mentioned it yet? They haven't brought it up? Why do they take so long for it? Like, seriously, what do they take so long?
With the 22nd pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Andre Dillard, tackle, Washington State.
Let's wait one more pick.
One more pick, and then we'll select the John Deere Classic winners.
Yeah, I got to do two.
It's a one-day pass. There's two of them, so there's a pair. So you could go twice in the same tournament, or you could just go
I'm going to pack up here in about 10 minutes.
Okay. I'll
two
wait for you.
for one day.
Or if you want to, you can leave my ticket at the thing.
You guys decide.
You just text me and tell me where you're at, and we'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Or we can leave it at Pines.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see where we're at. Is that
Oh man.
oh man, what?
Money's in there tonight.
He's what? What are you talking about? What? What's that?
I'm not supposed to be speaking.
Wait, you can speak. What's up? What's up? What do you need?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm losing track of what even the next pick is. So the Texans are up. They still have Juwan Taylor still out there. Cody Ford's still out there. They need an offensive tackle. It's no big deal. Just take Juwan Taylor and move on.
That'll work. High motor.
Am I missing something on Jawan Taylor?
Did you guys order the food? Nice. Tenderloin special. I highly recommend it. Got to thank Kavanaugh's again for bringing us out here. We really appreciate it. Italian combo? All right, there you go. I like hearing next time. Yeah, come back. This is a great place to watch your favorite NFL team. They got the whole NFL ticket and all that.
All right, I'm missing. All right.
No tickets for the freezer. Sorry. Have you seen what's in that freezer? You don't want it.
I've played that joke before. I've never opened up another freezer.
Yeah, don't do it.
Someone already.
We're going to wait for one more pick, but if you're ready to go, let's go. They're not in any rush. Let's do it.
I guess the one thing I would say here, Jay Foster, is that Oakland seems to be in a pretty good spot here with 2 out of the next 5 picks.
Yes,
they can get Josh Jacobs.
They can get Jacobs and they can get a wide. Do they want a wide receiver to go with? They don't need one to go with Antonio
No,
Brown.
I feel like they can get Jacobs and a good old lineman, right?
I definitely would get Jacobs. They got to get him in the first round.
I would say Jacobs and an old lineman, maybe. I mean,
Well, he's going to be sitting there waiting for him no matter what. So, like, all right, if you look at the picks, even if Jawan Taylor goes, Cody Ford's still out there waiting for them, the Raiders, so they can take him. And then, yes, you can get. Then you can turn around. Eagles aren't going to take. Eagles traded up.
I mean, this has got to be Taylor. I haven't seen it
The
otherwise.
Ravens aren't going to take a running back. The Colts probably aren't going to take a running back, so they can't sit on it.
I mean, there's also Greedy Williams is still out there, right? If they need a corner. I mean, there's guys.
Ryan Reeves is saying the Raiders need a slot receiver, but Marquise Brown isn't that, and neither is DK Metcalf. So you can get one of those in a sign a free agent and get one. Go the Patriots route. Where are we at? Let's go. Pick is in. Still nothing.
We had to make that a priority. Houston's got to get set. That's another thing they put there themselves. Here's the Texans.
I didn't even notice
I haven't checked the total.
With the 23rd pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Tyus Howard, tackle, Alabama State. Tyus Howard is our 50th overall player. Well, there is tremendous ability when you study him at Alabama State. You see the size there. He's playing the right, the left side.
He is a huge dude in that picture. He's a big guy. Wow.
Yeah, 6'5", 322.
Look at his arms. Are you guys ready for the last drawing or what? One more JDC drawing here. Did you already do it?
Nope.
2 day passes? Is that what we got for the JDC? Day of
2
your
day
choice?
passes. Yep. Any day you want to go, you can go 2 times. Or you can take 2 people.
224-141. 141 is the final winner here on the JDC. The Vikes fans do it again. Big night for the Vikes. Here we go. You could sell them and start saving up for that Super Bowl trip.
Now was that?
You know what I'm talking about? Yep.
Now was that from your stash or the stash that was on the table behind you that you raided? Yeah. You plundered like a true Viking.
All right. Good deal. Congrats to everybody out there.
Yeah, congrats to everybody. Really appreciate you guys coming out.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the people who provided.
We'll wind it
stuff.
down here in the next
Yeah.
10 minutes here.
Yep.
By 10 o'clock, we'll get the couple more picks in. But I guess, obviously, from our vantage point, 2 tight ends in the top 20, that's quite the storyline for the Hawkeyes.
It's a lot higher than I had him at, and I'm very happy for him. Yeah, Go Hawks is right. The Raiders, it really wasn't. Where are you at? 5? You say you're at 5 trades right now, or 4?
I think we are at 5 now,
5,
or 4
okay.
or 5. The interesting thing to me with the Hawkeyes stuff is that I wrote about it. Ryan reminded me. I thought that there could be a trade back possibility with Jacksonville or Denver with Fant. I just didn't think it'd be at 20. I really didn't think they'd come up to 20 to take him. I do think that teams were worried that maybe Green Bay was going to move up and get Fant, so Denver snapped it up. So, Denver, their top 2 tight ends, Jake Butt and Herneman, I think his name is. That's not NFL players. That's not impact players. Mm-hmm. And you're looking at Fant and his athleticism. I mean, I said it with Hawkinson. Athletically, Fant is an NFL. He's up in the top echelon of the NFL immediately. Hawkinson's not. Technically, Hawkinson's in the top. Fant isn't. So it'll be interesting to see in the next, 2 or 3 years if Hawkinson's technique and physicality wins out, or if Fant's speed and kind of position versatility wins out. What do you think, Erickson? Who wins out? Who's the better pro in 3 years?
Do you know what team the Broncos' other tight end signed with? Because you just said he was with Broncos. He's not.
Who's that? Jake Butt and Herneman or whatever his name is?
Yeah, he's not with Broncos anymore.
Oh, who'd he sign with?
You tell me.
What? You don't care.
All right.
All right.
He just signed. He re-upped with the Broncos. He literally just re-upped with them in March. That's what I thought. It's those 2 guys. Good try though. March 15th, 2-year deal with Herneman. So I don't know. Anyway, he's probably not going to be on. Well, one of them's not going to be on the roster anymore. Probably Jake Butt actually, because he has even played it down. I don't even know. I feel like Oakland, it's got Josh Jacobs and then take your pick, right? Yes, thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Thanks
see
for
you
coming
again
out.
this year.
Thanks, my man.
October 20th is our invasion.
It all depends on the Iowa schedule. Like the one game I was coming to last year was Packers Vikes Sunday night, and then we got what, foot of snow? So they canceled it. So
Oh yeah, well, no, I think we were at my house in the garage.
it was gonna be at Governor's maybe or Caddy's, one of the 2.
So we'll still be at Riverside together.
Oh, you're gonna go back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Dave and I made it.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal.
All right, see you guys.
Thank you. Well.
All right. Is it another pick coming in here?
Irv Smith. Some people saying Irv Smith too. Could be a tight end. No.
So what are you guys looking at? What do you think? You want a lineman?
That's awesome. You should put that on the tag me. That's funny.
Juwan Taylor? Cody Ford? Ford?
Hawkinson, because he's got Stafford who I like more than Foles.
you go with?
Just the old bacon cheeseburger.
Nice.
I got the pick.
No brainer.
Yeah, no brainer.
There you go. Marshawn out, Josh Jacobs in, right? Like, same day. I like that. I like that.
We talked to Victor Four from the Athletic San Francisco yesterday, and he said that he wouldn't believe that Marshawn Lynch was retiring until he heard it from his own mouth, or if the Raiders took a running back. So this is pretty much it. Victor Four from the Athletic said, now this is.
There you go.
That's what, you don't think so? That's what Victor Four was saying from the Athletic. He said he was only going to believe it if they took a running back first round or if he heard it from his mouth.
So you got Jacobs. Raider guys, I want it like, so now what do you want at 27? Is it just, I think best player available maybe is where they go at 27. Just take, yeah, there you go. Yeah. I like Oakland's draft right now, I'm not going to lie.
You said they overdrafted Terrell.
I did.
Well, I if you like a defensive, I mean, there are so many good defensive linemen. If you like him, you think he fits the scheme. I didn't have the biggest problem with it. Yep.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody here at Kavanaugh's for having us. Thank you guys for coming out. It was a lot of fun. And
sign off from Facebook and
yeah, thank
watch
you
the rest of it here. But yeah, we appreciate everybody. Thanks to Tim and everybody here and everybody for coming out.
Congratulations to all the winners out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys coming out.
And everybody obviously get over there on Saturday if the weather holds to celebrate everything at Augustana.
Thanks to Jay and Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
Yeah, let's do us an ESPN 93.5.
12 to 2. 12 to 2 every
12 to 2.
12 to 2 every day on ESPN 93.5. It's great to have a local sports show on the radio. And I know those guys worked hard to get that going.
Thanks, guys.
You can check out Adam at Local 4 if you're a Hawkeyes fan. Hawkeye headquarters. He does a lot of good stuff. Covers the Hawkeyes home and road. So come back to Kavanaugh's too. Great food, great drinks, good place. Tim's a good guy.
Absolutely.
Known him all my life.